Love and Gogi is wrong. I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah,
that's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you. They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Steers on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side flyer. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever. Cute as could be, you can watch on YouTube with viewing for free. This one time for the Twitch, this one time for the text, this one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Luke Cornett. Luke mother bleeping Cornett. You know, if you're going to get your ass kicked by the Celtics, I'm all for it. They kick a lot of people's ass. But can it not be to their giant ogre and their garden gnome? Can you at least make the ass kicking at the hands of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? All NBA players, all stars, finals MVPs. Can we at least make it that? Can it be possible for your max center, big man, who has been building a brick house all season long? I don't know what's up. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
No, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong. All I know is something is wrong with him. I don't know what is wrong with him. I don't know if he has had there could be many theories. I know you think that it's because he's Lover Boy.
Yep.
I'm here for telling you the Monstars have taken his powers. I even had dark moments of thinking point shaving because this is just unexplainable. I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't understand.
You don't want to believe that he's in love and that's affecting this game, but you're willing to believe aliens stole his powers or potentially he's point shaving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand how a man like this is sitting here in the peak of his powers, what's supposed to be a prime season, off a max deal, everybody coordinating him, and he is afraid to attack Peyton Pritchard in the paint. I haven't seen anything like that since LeBron 11. I haven't seen anything like that. Luke Cornett is sitting here making more of a defensive impact than the supposed depoy. And that is what hurts. Of course, you didn't have Jimmy yesterday. They didn't have pieces as well. You basically had no power rotation. Nico wasn't there. Kevin Love wasn't there. Okay, fine. Whatever. But, dude, their stars didn't even play well, and you got run off the floor from the second quarter on, and Bam Adebayo couldn't do squadoosh. It was very embarrassing. And just to top it off, why I'm home today is in the midst of the fourth quarter, all of a sudden I hear, and no, that wasn't Bam Adebayo mic'd up. That was my son in the bathroom, just puking his guts out. And that was more of an impressive offensive performance than whatever little lipstick on a pig performance that was in the fourth quarter to put on his field goal percentage. Because in my mind, the last time I stopped watching the Heat last night, he was 2 for 12, and that's what's going to be in my mind. You got cooked by Peyton Pritchard, who's having a very nice season. I mean, I don't mean he's having a very nice season.
Wait. You can't say it in that tone.
I'm sorry.
And then go, but he's having a very
He's having objectively he's having a nice season. But can I lose
pointers?
Can I lose to Jaylen Brown? Can I lose to Jason Tatum? I got to lose to the intangible duo. I mean, that's what I have to. They basically look like a.
Hey, who's the big backup Kristaps Porzingis who never played?
Cornett.
Cornett. That's all of a sudden swatting everything.
It looked like we lost to characters out of Lord of the Rings. That's last night.
No, who looked like we lost to? Hoosiers. That's the Hoosiers. But let me tell you, I went back and forth, right? And I sent the text out. Well, I can go watch football. I saw where that was going. and
Good choice by you.
And I'm gonna tell you, this Jameis,
Oof.
you want to talk about living and dying by the Jameis. Oh my goodness.
Did you have fun last night though?
Pick six? Bomb.
Yep. So you had a good time.
The thing is that as great as some of the throws that he makes, as awesome as some of them are, he makes you shouldn't be a quarterback in the NFL this long and even make some of the throws he makes out to the flat, late, behind. That's the biggest no-no in sports, in football. Late pass outside. And he does it all the time. I wouldn't throw that ball for this reason. If I'm Jameis, I can't catch that dude if he catches it. So I'm just not going to throw it. If I don't throw it early, I'm not throwing that pass. He should just eliminate that pass from his repertoire, and he would cut his interceptions in half. Because damn near every interception he throws is a pick six.
Yeah.
He scored 50 points.
He's a human.
Unfortunately, he only scored 32 for his team.
500 yards, 2 pick sixes. That last pick six was crazy. They should have touched him down.
I know.
Somebody.
Not to mention he threw a pick on the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So for all the people that wanted to cover, he couldn't even do it.
Did you have fun though watching him?
Oh my goodness. I was going back and forth with Jay Crawford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I would sign this dude for 3 years and he would be my quarterback until I could find another one.
So what you're telling me is one can have fun watching a loss.
No, what I'm telling you
kind of sounds like you're saying that, dude.
What I'm telling you is if you've watched Cleveland Browns football for the last 2 or 3 years, right? You can deal with the mistakes to see a guy push the ball down the field.
Oh.
I'm not boxed in.
You like watching Jameis Winston, dude. You're having fun, baby.
Wait a minute. As opposed to losing 40-3 because Deshaun Watson is the quarterback? Yeah. There's a big difference.
I'm just saying. You yelled at me earlier in the year for fun losses.
About what? Like what? What do you mean fun losses?
I told you.
None of those losses were fun. Tua wasn't playing, and they were barely scoring points. None of them were fun.
You yelled at me all season for being greedy and wanting bombs instead of what's better for the team and methodical winning.
No.
And you're having fun. Just admit you're having fun.
No, but here's the difference. There's a big difference. Okay, you complaining about Tua not pushing the ball down the field. While still having success, it just doesn't look as pretty as opposed to going from Deshaun Watson to anybody who pushes the ball down the field is different because the Dolphins have won playing with Tua. The Browns have never won with Deshaun Watson.
But I've also seen Tua be successful pushing the ball down the field. And all I was saying earlier in the year is I miss it. And you said you're being greedy. You should just take the wins.
You should want wins, right?
But objectively, I'm not. And which we agreed, wins are more important. But all I was saying is you can have fun watching a loss.
Listen, here's
and
what
you
I
had
knew.
fun last night.
No, here's what I knew for a fact. That the way that game was played, there was no way in hell Deshaun Watson was keeping up. Okay, that's a different situation. I can't, dude, I can't explain because guess what? It's the same offense. It's the same players.
It has to make Stefanski nuts because
it does because you know what they say? Get rid of the GM, get rid of the coach. And he's like, wait a minute.
Isn't Stefanski like 24 games over 500? Isn't he like 24 games over 500?
I don't know about that much.
I thought I saw Louis Redick put out his record. I was very surprised by it. I was like, whoa, that's
No.
that's
He ain't
ridiculously
20
good.
He's not 24 in game. They ain't never been. I think they've won double-digit games twice.
Let's see.
Yeah, I googled his record. He's 40 and 41 and 40 overall.
Right.
What was the thing that Louis Riddick tweeted out yesterday?
Damn it, Louis Riddick. Was it Louis Riddick or was it Luis Redick? Maybe.
I got sentled. He said, hold on. He said, yeah. What did he say? He says, I can remember a time where there were calls for Nick Sirianni's. Oh, it wasn't Nick Sirianni. It wasn't Stefanski. My bad.
Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni's 44 and 19. My bad.
Right. And they want to fire him.
Yeah.
He's a boo.
I thought it was Stefanski. Why was he tweeting about Sirianni? Stay on the game, Louis Riddick.
It's amazing how that works, right? It's amazing how you want to run guys out of town. And see, Louis Riddick has been scarred like I've been scarred. Because the Browns ran Bill Belichick out of town.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So we're always a little, let's reevaluate this thing. Let's not jump to conclusions because, the Dolphins lose this weekend and now the coach sucks. Right. Like there's a level of patience that's required, even though I understand the frustration, but you're not the only fan base that thinks that. They wanted to fire. How long have they been trying to get rid of Mike Tomlin? Right? How long, right.
I see Steelers fans every year on Twitter complain about Mike Tomlin. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Right. Look at Nick Sirianni, right? They want to get rid of him.
He's got a face I could understand wanting to get rid of.
But I'm just saying,
super punchable.
Listen, do you have to enjoy conversation and like the person that is giving you success?
I would like that. I would like to also like him,
Right. I mean, yes, I would like to, right? Keep in mind, I did not get along with everybody I played football with. But who cares?
I'm trying to think of like the most successful.
Who cares?
I'm trying to think of like who the most successful coach of one of my favorite teams was that I genuinely didn't like. I'd have to search the Rolodex because nothing is coming to mind. Right
you
off.
You tend to like everybody when they're winning.
Nick Saban.
He wouldn't win.
He didn't win with us.
No, yeah, but again, that's
and he wasn't that successful.
Browns fans could say that about Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
he didn't win for us.
Yeah. I'd have to think. Like I'm trying to like the Rolodex of.
I mean, just think of how the Bill Belichick thing went. We were 11-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were 4-2. They announced the team was leaving.
I'd probably say, who I'd say was, honestly, coach that I didn't like but kind of had success was Quinville. I wasn't a Quinville guy because he hated Bob. So I had my own personal riffs with him.
Well, you had, but that was because of your guy.
Speaking of, by the way, Chris Drieger is brought up. We got some headlines here brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory like the Sportage, the Sorrento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. The Panthers take on the Penguins tonight at 7:00. And Sergei Bobrovsky, Leroy, we got to give a congratulations to our guy. He's staying back in South Florida for the birth of his child. So Chris Drieger has been called up, and he will be on the bench tonight for the Cats, presumably. And Spencer Knight, I'd imagine, gets the start, but we'll get all that confirmation from Paul Maurice a little bit later.
Congratulating me.
You're welcome, Bob. We're very happy for you. So congratulations to Bob. And that is some great news. The college football rankings will be revealed later tonight. All the rage today on the debate shows in SportsCenter, Leroy, was Miami. Everybody acknowledges Miami is the most interesting case in what they are going to do with the rankings tonight. The predictors and all those things, they all have them in right now. I think the matchup they had was them versus Notre Dame as the 11 seed, which, man, that'd be a fun first round matchup.
I gotta tell you, they were 6th last week, correct? Or even higher?
Yes.
You were gonna have and be very hard pressed to go from 6th to 13th.
Yep.
That's with all the teams and all of the losing that has happened with all these other teams in that top 12, for you to then come and say, yeah, like that's a bad look. And no matter what you think about each conference, if you give anybody the feeling that it's about the conference, you would almost ruin college football. You really would, because I just think that think about this. If it's all about the Big Ten and SEC, that should be the only two conferences.
Right.
You know, right. and that's just kind of how it's going to go. And then the problem you're going to have is that, well, they went through the whole Big Ten season and never played Ohio State or Michigan. You know, it's never going to end. But so you have to set the tone. And this is the first time, because they say the championship games don't matter.
Well, I mean, I think you're right when you say, though, if Clemson wins. I know that's kind of why Clemson and SMU were saying, like, Miami deserves to be in no matter what, because they want to buoy their conference.
I think if Clemson wins, SMU would take Miami's spot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And if Clemson loses, then it'll be SMU and Miami. That's what I think. However, you're still going to be hard pressed to put a 3-loss Clemson team over a 2-loss Miami team, even though they win the conference. So they might actually get 3 in, because that would be, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right when you look at the top 12 teams in the country and you have 2 or 3-loss teams because of conference or whatever you deemed more important, and you have a 2-loss team. In fact, this would be the equivalent to what happened to Florida State last year.
Man. And finally, last piece of headline news, Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair. He was suspended 3 games for his hit on Trevor Lawrence.
Wow. You know what's crazy about that? He's not known as one of those dudes. And you could see when he went to hit him, he kind of put his arms up. So he never really made head-to-head contact. But it was just the fact that one guy's sliding back and one guy's moving forward. But that's wow. 3 games.
You say he's not, but they're saying this is repeated violations.
Okay, then if it is, okay, all right, then that's a whole different conversation then.
So I guess this is.
I didn't know, like, when you hear his name, you're not, I don't look at him as like Vontaze Burfict, right?
I don't think anybody's Vontaze Burfict.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's the he was taking everybody out.
Yeah, he was.
So wow. I mean, woo. 3 games.
Yep, 3 games, and I believe the Dolphins are in that run too. So,
Man, that's a lot of money.
Oof. I will take a break here on the program. Lots to dive into here on the show. Continue talking about the Heat's troubles. Jimmy remains out. They got the Lakers coming in. LeBron James is in a terrible, terrible slump, which inevitably means he's going to go off against the Miami Heat on Wednesday.
You know what slump he's in?
Hmm?
He's in the 40-year-old slump. Like, damn, expired.
You know who hasn't been in a slump this year?
Who?
Calais Campbell.
Calais been in a slump? No.
I said who hasn't been in a slump this year.
Yeah, but he again, basketball is different in that you're on the court playing both sides of the court. Like, Calais Campbell plays 25, 30 plays a game.
What an impact he makes.
Yes, of course.
Not this past week. Take a break. Back with more after this.
WQAM broadcasting
back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program.
I wasn't running around, by the way. I was with Marcos.
Oh, were you? Okay. Just saying, we haven't seen Frog Boy in a bit.
I know.
How is he? How are you doing, Frog Boy? Is everything good? Did you have a lovely holiday?
I did. I had a lovely holiday and did some important stuff yesterday, gentlemen. I'm taking the next step as a father. I'm putting that kid in some daycare.
Oh,
yeah, that is right. I have reached my limit.
That is listen, it's a big choice. It's a big step. Big step.
Absolutely. It was his first. He really is like home a lot with like us. Mm-hmm. So it was first interaction with other kids yesterday, and he didn't try to like bite anyone. So
that's good.
So far, so good.
Let me just tell you something right now, dude. Piece of advice, because you're a man who runs all hours.
All right.
You better be cranking through that vitamin C.
Boost
that immune system. Because let me tell you something. When you introduce kids to new kids, it might as well be bubonic plague. Like, you're going to get everything coming into your home.
Oh, my goodness.
Is a good point.
Here's all you need to know about young children.
That's a great point.
From the first day of daycare till about second grade, they'll have the sniffles.
Yeah.
You're going to be blowing the nose. You're going to be, and they all need it. You don't need, they got to get their immune system and their body got to start fighting it off.
Yep.
Right. So just,
it's a good point. It is a good point. Did not take that into account, but it is. I've heard it from parents everywhere. That usually is how it is.
So make sure you have a whole bunch of like soft tissue in the car, wherever you go. With young tadpole, just make sure you have something to blow his nose.
But it is good for them. You don't want him to be like an ice-sewed kid. It is good for them. They develop.
For sure.
It's not all bad. I'm just letting you know, there's somebody who runs around the way you do, busy all the time. Just make sure you got some of that vitamin C on the run.
It's a good point. I appreciate that.
Just giving you some, because listen, because then your kids will hit a time where they got some pretty good immunity. Yeah. And then like last night, I was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
What struck you?
I've never thrown up like that.
That's crazy.
I can remember.
Not even as a child?
No.
Yeah, strange.
No, I can remember on one hand the amount of times I threw up. I threw up one time in college because I did Century Club, which everybody should throw up from that. And you know what Century Club is?
Is that something about like 100 beers and like not 100 beers, like 100 minutes or something?
A shot of beer a minute for 100 minutes.
That sounds fun.
A shot. Okay, hold on.
A shot of beer, shot glass of beer.
Okay.
A minute.
I think you said a shot and a beer.
No,
like, are you kidding me?
No. Keep in mind, I don't like beer.
Yeah.
So it was college or whatever.
Yeah. Around what time did you how many minutes in were you like, all right, I'm done with this?
No, because like I made it to 120 minutes.
More?
Wow.
Yeah. My name is still in the bathroom as the record holder.
You go, boy.
Yeah, I've never had beer again. Then one time I ate a 20, me and somebody shared a 20 piece of remember back when them chicken wings was nice and hot from KFC, the spicy ones.
Yes.
Oh, those things were delicious. Had those and then went in and did some running. That's it. I never thrown up from being sick. Damn. Ever in my life. Ever.
Wow.
And like I don't know. I told you. In Louisiana, we don't give nothing back. Now it might go the other way, but we ain't throwing it back up. Just don't do it.
Don't give it up, dude. Do not give it up. Hey, I want to let you guys know, holiday favorite, the Nutcracker is coming to the Arch Center December 13th through the 24th, and we've got tickets for you to go and see it and get in the holiday spirit. It's easy to enter. All you got to do is go to WQAM.com and head on over to the contest page to register. We also got a fun giveaway coming up. I'll tell you about that. and plenty more. But we'll get some more into this Heat loss from last night. Eric Spoelstra, Bam Adebayo, and getting their asses kicked by the Celtics. With
Not the Celtics, the intangibles.
The intangible Celtics, which was like, honestly, I think Boston probably enjoyed that more than the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. Pritchard and caught that.
We don't need Tatum.
And they struiced us too, because they had Drew Peterson yesterday, who I remember from the Heat Summer League team. I was like, oh damn, shoes on the other foot. Nothing is going our way right now with that rivalry. We'll take a break and hear a little bit from Spo on the other side. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM, and on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. And last night, your Miami Heat, they got beat up by the Celtics 108-89. They'll be back in action tomorrow at home against the Lakers at 7:30. The Lakers got killed yesterday, too. They lost 109-80 to the Timberwolves. JJ Redick is now rats off a ship on LeBron James. There's already a schism.
What?
I mean,
I may be overselling that. I may be overselling that a little bit. I could be overselling that a little bit.
I mean,
God,
like,
dude.
you know, as you get older, you got to kind of do it in waves.
Well, I think that was JJ Redick. I think
Looks
that
real
was
good, and then it goes like, yeah.
I think that was JJ Redick's point. Is I guess LeBron came into the year and he's like, "Yeah, I want to play all 82," and then JJ Redick had the audacity to say yesterday, "Maybe not the best idea."
Even a 40-year-old should not.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you right now, JJ Redick, careful, careful, dude.
Back to
Anybody?
podcast.
Dude.
Yeah, he'll send your ass back to podcasting and Blue Chew reads like that.
Guess what me and Marcos were doing during the break?
Shenanigans.
Watching Al-Shaair's favorite hits.
Oh, so he's got a resume.
Oh, dude,
He's
dude.
new perfect. You just
Wait.
learned this.
Wait, he literally tackled somebody on the other side of the white on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was bad. Play with
and grabbed him. The dude's
Yeah.
head was like underneath the bench. He's holding on to his legs.
Well, when you said that and I saw his
He
reaction, I'm
choked
like,
Tom Brady. He choked Tom Brady.
wow.
He punched the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
so-
it's a dying breed. You don't have guys like that anymore who,
Well,
who are
here's the problem.
crazy.
And
The
I was
last
trying to
enforcer.
tell Marcos this. Sometimes you come into the league and you play a certain way, and people just expect you to be that way. It doesn't have anything to do with your abilities, right? So, like, you see it in basketball all the time. You see guys playing a role, but it doesn't mean that that's what their skill set is. And when I told him when I got into the league, I was known as a bruiser, like a guy nobody ever thought that I could run.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I had probably 5 or 6 touchdowns over 50 yards that go like,
You hear that,
3 yards in 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what I'm known. And so you play a role, and I think sometimes with these defenders, you get that moniker. Oh, he's a physical guy. He's a hard hitter. He's and you kind of play into it.
So last night the Heat lose. Bam Adebayo struggles. Kind of the main story out of it, just because, like, look, the Heat did not have their full team, as the Celtics did not either. But after the first quarter, I mean, that puppy was over. And I mean,
I don't want to hear that. I don't. Like, we got
because Bam,
we got intangibles that could shoot threes too.
well, not last night. Duncan Robinson. I mean, he must have left his shot north of the border.
I'm just saying that, like, it's not the style. Here's what Boston does. They will force you into a 3-point shooting contest and make you feel like you have to play that style to keep up with them.
Agreed.
And then the rest of your game goes to crap. And now you can't score at all.
Yep.
And they go on these runs when they put you in a hole trying to play a certain type of way instead of just playing basketball. And so
totally
you,
agree,
you
Leroy.
go, you say they make 3 threes in a row, and you're like, we got to find threes. And you go up for a layup, kick it back out for a 3. You miss 3 threes, now you're down 15 points.
It's honestly it's a great point by you, and it's the reason why I think, like, one of the reasons, first of all, Jimmy has a lot of success against him, because you can't really get Jimmy out of his game, and I think it's one of the reasons why Jaime, because he's got such a Jimmy-esque game.
Right?
plays
They're
so well against him.
not gonna. Those two guys aren't gonna just shoot threes to keep up with you. They're
Right.
gonna play your game. Whereas you have everybody else, Like, and sometimes even the coaches are at fault for this because they'll put more 3-point shooting in and then they get blown by and give up 1,000 twos. So it's an interesting thing of how to play them. And sometimes you just have to ignore what they are doing and play your game and then just keep trying to be diligent and contesting threes on the other end. Because the problem is there's a lot of guys that get open threes. It's not the contested threes. There's a lot of guys, even bigs, like everybody on the team, on Boston's team can shoot the three. And it always seems like somebody catches the ball, can get their feet set, take their time, and shoot it like a damn free throw.
But Bam was definitely part of that as far as, and it's, he was, he had Jaylen Brown on him yesterday, airballed a layup. He wouldn't go at Peyton Pritchard.
What's the problem with nobody making layups? Nobody can make bunnies anymore.
Dude, I don't know. He's not the only one. This team sucks at layups. I don't know what the hell that is.
You know what it is? Practice in the Bahamas. That's what it is.
The chickens have come to roost. What about the fast break drill they did, Froggy?
Oh, so coming into play right now.
These are Bam's last since the Indiana back-to-back, where like he on that road trip, it kind of felt like, all right, Bam's finding his game. He has gone 2 of 8, 8 of 20. He had the 6 of 9 against Milwaukee. 3 of 8, 6 of 16, 5 of 13, and 6 of 18, which, by the way, is very fluffed up. And so was that 5 of 13 because it was really a 4 of 12. I'm starting to take away stats from him.
Wow.
So he's gone 33% from the field, 38% from the field, 37% from the field, 37% from the field over the last 4 games.
Shooting his favorite shots.
Crazy.
Because all it is the foul line jumper, the mid-range, the bunnies. I don't know, man.
It's that dotted line, like that push shot that used to be money for him, dead. I don't know. It's just, it's gone. It's gone. And everything that is not a slam from him, and it's not like his teammates are great at setting him up for alley-oops. He's got no touch. He's got no touch whatsoever, other than like, one 3 a game. But he's not even like, he's not overshooting the 3. But here was
you ever notice a lot of the Heat shots are coming up short.
Yeah,
like they have no legs. Like that's usually a sign of no legs. You got no lift. But already, like what's going on?
Here's a Spo on Bam struggles.
The biggest thing with him is just confidence now. And they've definitely infused confidence in him. Joe has infused confidence in him. His teammates have. This is an example of not something that's overnight. Everybody wants instant gratification. This guy's been grinding and working year after year, and each year he's gotten better. And then all of a sudden, he's getting to this level where he's in, 6 man of the year conversations. I think it's the skill set and the work ethic, that's been there, and you just continue to get better, and then all of a sudden people start to notice.
I'm very confused by a lot of things on that because
what is
that
in
was
the background?
That was first of all, that was noticeable on the broadcast last night too. So I guess there were some audio issues at the arena because it very clearly sounds like Spo and Joe Mazzulla's press conferences were going on simultaneously, and the audio crossed over.
I was like, what is going on?
And then secondly, that was about Peyton Pritchard. That wasn't about Bam Adebayo, but it's fine. You know what he said? He's just I could be Spo from last night. We'll take those shots every time. This happens. Great players will go through runs like this, but I'll take those shots every time. Something like that. But yeah, I noticed that on the broadcast last night. I was like, am I hearing Joe Mazzulla and Eric Spoelstra at the same time? I remember that happening one time in Orlando where Spo did the old when he threatened the league not to fine him, and there was like Spanish audio going over. I was like, what is this, an AM station?
Radio Libre.
Oh man. All right, so we'll forget about Spo. We'll hear from Bam a little bit. Bam on his challenges offensively. This is what he had to say after the game.
Missed a lot of shots we normally make, and that's been the result of the season a lot. For us, it's still remaining poised, and trying to continue to get these dubs.
Well, it was looking pretty good there for a second.
Trying to continue to get these dubs.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is?
Let's
now?
start. First, we're gonna get one.
Let's get one. We gotta
Let's
get
get
one.
one.
Don't let us get one, Jaylen. What were you saying, Froggy?
Bam right now, before when Bam would have a bad game, this is what would happen. He'd go home, he'd be upset about it, it'd be eating him up. Maybe he'd play some dominoes or something like that. His mom will call him
Cheat
and
at
say,
dominoes.
Bam, you need to be better. Cheat at dominoes. Maybe watch a YouTube video on how the game of dominoes. Now he has a bad game, and what happens?
What?
He has a supportive, loving woman
Okay.
who's going to tell him everything's okay and he'll be better as a basketball
All
player.
right, but this is what I would say to your.
We support him that way,
I
dude.
really hate this theory from you, but I mean, I also threw out point shaving, so I guess I deserved it.
Just please interject something here.
Hmm?
I was looking at the TV
Okay.
and I see a quote from Jameis Winston.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Wait,
God.
I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick six.
Oh, we have that sound. We have that sound. It's incredible. We'll get that to you at the start of the hour. It's incredible.
I'm sorry.
I want the Lord to deliver Bam from bricks.
Please, if you're out there,
Lord, if you're out there, Lord, deliver Bam from bricks and nothing but swishes. Amen. Amen. Riley be with you.
Yeah.
That dude needs some holy water on his shot. My
You
God.
say he need to go at it like Joe Boo. He was started like
Dude, I mean,
somebody
if-
bring
if-
him a box of chicken and
people make fun of Jameis, but you want to know something? You got to try everything. You know what?
Hey,
and maybe
I'll
he
tell
needs
you what.
a little religion.
the thing about Jameis is like he is genuine with this. Like people love Jameis. It is he's not like, you know how sometimes you have coach speak and quarterback speak and whatever. No,
I don't
This
think that
dude-
there's in the Bible though, Leroy. I don't think in the
no,
book.
there's a lot of stuff not in the Bible.
I don't think in the book of Favre there's like and deliver us, Lord, from pick sixes
No, that-
and only
Hey,
touchdowns to
can
our
I just
teammates.
tell you?
Amen.
there's only about 3 quarterbacks in that book: Favre, Jameis, and Will Levis. Will Levis would throw that thing. He said, "I'm not taking a sack. I'm throwing it."
Here is more of Bam on if he's getting frustrated.
No, I mean it's human nature. Everybody not gonna have a great game every game. It is what it is. For me, it's not losing confidence in who I am. It's not overthinking the game too much because then you'll start making other mistakes. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where I'm just missing shots. I don't really look at it no more than that. Like I feel like at some point the shot's gonna turn around and it's up from there.
Froggy, by your theory though, like I would understand it if Asia Wilson was a talk show host.
He's probably getting his butt
she's
in the
the
gym. And
greatest-
like, let's go work. Let's go work.
She's the greatest female player on the planet. Like, wouldn't she call him a bum?
No, she's not going to call him a bum because
Dude,
secretly they're competing and she wants to be better than him.
No, if anything,
That's what it is.
if anything, she'd get him on the court. Let's go. Let's go get that. Let's go get this out your system.
Nah, she's coming off an MVP season, dude. She's trying to remain
2 MVP
up top.
seasons. Did she win back to back?
Probably. She deserved
I
it.
think she has 3.
Great.
3 in a row? Yeah.
I don't know if it's 3 in a row, but I think she has 3. And I think she's back to
Yeah.
back was unanimous this year. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I feel like if-
hey, that'll get you out of a slump.
I'd be
Or
like,
maybe.
because when Peyton Pritchard ripped it from him yesterday,
That's an all new look.
I was like, no, dude, nah. If it's Tyler, he can do that to Tyler, not you,
Not Bam.
not you,
Not
dude,
Bam, 'cause
not you.
He's 5 inches shorter than you.
You should have blown past him and tomahawked it. There was nobody there other than that garden gnome, and instead he took your cookies and you nearly allowed an intangible to swish a 3 on you. I nearly jumped out the window after that. Oh,
But
my
by
God.
then, I had already determined.
You were
Might
going
as
to the
well go
sermon of
watch some
Jameis
football.
after that.
Listen.
We'll hear
Dude,
that.
I saw the craziest. Listen, think of how crazy this is. I'm watching the Heat game. I switch. I'm going back and forth. The Browns punt, get back into it, right? And then after throwing a pick on the same play, Bo Nix throws the same pass, 93 yards.
Oh,
I go to commercial break, kickoff, Jameis, the very next play, 70 yards. 2 back-to-back plays. I'm like, I ain't going back to basketball. Whatever happened in that basketball game, they'll let me know tomorrow. I'm not turning my eyes off of this TV right here again.
you didn't miss anything except Spo making a poor Sioux Falls player make his NBA debut, 6'8" at center. Keyshawn Johnson.
6'8". He's only an inch shorter than Bam.
He's like, hey Keyshawn, time for your debut. Oh, great, Spo on the wing. Who I got? Jaylen Brown. He goes, go take on Cornette.
Yeah, great.
What?
Who is not moving fast, but he's moving heavy.
Bam's like, welcome to my world. We'll take a break. We will hear from the Church of Jameis and get into some Dolphins. Our Tua is next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Let's get the headlines. Brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory. Like the Sportage, the Sorrento, and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. Monday Night Football last night, the Broncos defeated the Browns 41-32. That is not great news locally for the Miami Dolphins, as they were, of course, rooting for a Browns victory. But, alas, Jameis Winston a little too willy-nilly with the football, although he put up 500 on the yards. 34-58, 497 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 pick sixes.
He scored 50 points.
Yep.
Not all for the Browns, but he scored 50.
Jerry Jeudy in his return to Denver, 9 catches,
He was
235 yards.
At what point from a defense's perspective, you have to say, let's make sure we guard him.
Yep.
Now, another receiver had 100 plus.
Yep, Elijah Moore.
So, yeah, I don't know what that, and their defense had been pretty good up to that point.
It had been pretty good. Vance Joseph, our old friend.
Yep.
I
think I played against his brother in high school. I think I told you that.
I don't blame Anthony Weaver, but I don't like seeing Vance Joseph and old Father Time in Philly having successful defenses this year.
Listen, here's what's plagued the Dolphins defense the last few years. At the worst possible times, you've had multiple injuries, not a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, when Vance Joseph was here, the cornerbacks were all hurt. Then Fangs comes in. Or not Fangs. There was another one, Boyer.
Yeah.
Then Boyer comes in. The whole D-line. Then Fangs comes in. 0 pass rush.
Yep.
Because you lost both your rush ends.
Picking guys off the street.
Right. This year. Now it's back to the secondary.
Oh.
Where you like, and so I think when you evaluate the situation, yeah, it sucks. But you also have to be honest with what's actually going on to move forward. If you just say, oh, they're bad, let's fire everybody and get rid of everybody, then you're getting rid of good players or getting rid of guys who would have actually made a difference if given the opportunity.
It's also one of these things, and you've mentioned that, like, what do you do if you're Anthony Weaver? If guys are in position and they're bouncing off people like ping pong balls, like, you have them in position, they can't tackle. You can't really, nobody hits in practice anymore. Like, I don't know. Right. What do you do with that? And these aren't even like young players, right? Like, these are veterans sliding off people.
I would say this is that one of the hardest things to do is tackle somebody running downhill when you can't get a wide base and plant your feet. It becomes frightening because you got to be willing to say these words. I'm getting ready to get dump trucked, but I'm going to stand in there like a man. That can only last so many hits. Then you start taking side views. See, that's the area of football I lived in that I didn't live in when everybody's celebrating your tackle in the first and second quarter. But in the third and fourth quarter, when you start trying to hit me on the side because you're tired of us hitting each other, then that's why I wait. I just had to last to that point and be healthy to that point. When you look at the way Philly did it, they did it in numbers, except for that one intangible that tackled Derrick Henry, unlike anything we've ever seen, ever. Usually that guy's getting a stiff arm or something. Form tackle, had him hog-tied. Look, he couldn't move his legs, but by itself. So when you see games like that, when you see games where the team's going to try to run the ball and you have to tackle in numbers. So that means a lot of people have to pursue to the ball because you know that one guy is going to, all he's doing is slowing things up. And what end up happening is the one guy would miss the tackle, there was nobody else around. And that's how you get. But if you swarm, if the first guy misses, you got somebody else there. So I think when you watch Philly, how they swarm tackled, how they tackled their numbers with Derrick Henry, I think that's the most important thing that you need to start seeing on, hell, even Saturdays.
Well,
because Miami does the same crap.
Are you going to go still to the Cleveland game?
Yeah.
Wow. Guts.
Huh?
I will say though,
no guts.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're still going 3-9. You're still going to go freeze your ass off. I appreciate that.
Hey. Leroy don't freeze his ass off.
All right, fair enough. That being said,
I'm in the warm and cozies.
Froggy, I'm a little nervous about this Browns game now because I'm seeing, Jameis Winston throw it all over the place. I don't know if we got any healthy corners. I guess maybe Kendall Fuller's coming back, but this Jameis Winston's putting up some numbers. I don't think that's a gimme anymore. I'm not looking at that as an easy street road game for the Dolphins. Plus, also it's in the cold.
Here's what I would say about
where is Xavier Howard?
Here's what I would say about Jameis. The thing that Miami has, and what people don't realize is when these big defensive linemen put their hands up and the quarterback tries to throw it around them, that sometimes put that pass off a couple of yards and could result in a pick, right? Or get it batted in the air. And so that's why you see a lot of sidearm or a lot of balls that end up just a little behind, and you look at the quarterback and say, oh, that was inaccurate. No, he was trying to throw it around arms. So that's why sometimes those passes are incomplete or just a bit off. So what I would say is, first of all, Jameis ain't going to run away from you, right? So you make sure your two big boys get pressure up the middle with their hands up.
Yep.
And I want everybody in the secondary to wear the sticky gloves. And now, on the other side, be patient. You ain't got to rush nothing. You ain't got to, sometimes I think Jameis presses where he feels like he has to make a throw. And the problem is when he waits, his throw is always the worst possible throw he can make. Like outside.
That was crazy.
I'd be terrified to throw that ball because every time I throw it, it's a pick six. Quit throwing that. I don't care how open he is.
Here was Jameis Winston yesterday after the game. My goodness. Two pick sixes.
This will go in the history of just what?
Here he was after the game.
I am a better player, but in times like this, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. That's not me. A phenomenal game, offense, do some great things, but I messed it up.
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna just tell you, I got nothing. I was
deliver deliver me from pick sixes.
Deliver me. Wouldn't it be something if everybody in the thing would have went, all the Cleveland fans would have went, like,
there's going to be some Cleveland bastard this week who is going to put their sermon on you.
Deliver Jameis from pick sixes. And then they just say, Jesus, you know, it's like Jameis. The choir. Sister Jones.
Is there a tambourine? Somebody's got a tambourine.
Jameis. Jesus. Pick six. Like it's
gonna happen. Who do you guys got this week? Who are the Browns playing this week?
I don't know.
Let's see who they got. Oh yeah. Oh, it's Steelers week. They're throwing up some prayers.
Oh no,
it's Steelers week, baby.
Can I? You know what's crazy? I don't know how to say this. In one of the most baffling seasons I've ever seen, the Cleveland Browns are 3-9. 2 of their wins, one is against the Steelers, one is against the Ravens. Explain that. I can't explain it.
I can't. And one of them was like in a blizzard, super cool. I can't explain that, dude. I have no explanation for it. All I know is this dude is electrifying his team, even if they didn't come in a win yesterday. It was an incredible game. It was an incredible game, and I'm scared. I genuinely am like, well, you would have thought that you know that team's gonna roll over by then, but he doesn't roll over because the man is asking the Lord to deliver him from pick sixes. So
everybody loves Jameis. The thing that you need to know about him is everybody thinks it's a show. If you're on the outside looking in and you don't know Jameis and you think of enough of it, too much, you know, that he is being genuine. And if you have a problem, it's the same thing I tell you with Deion Sanders. If you have a problem with Deion Sanders, that's a you problem. That dude does not drink. He doesn't swear. He cares about all the kids. And so if you don't like his, that is a you problem. I would say the same thing about Jameis. Like a genuine dude. If you have a problem with the way he talks or how he acts, right, that is a you problem because he is being genuine. And sometimes you have to learn how to deal with those people, not them learn how to deal with you because they're being more genuine than you are. And there's people like that.
Trevor says he wants to see me go to Cleveland just to be in the cold.
Why not? Come on, baby. Hey. Tobin, let me explain something to you. We ain't gonna be in the cold, baby.
I don't want to go in the cold. I don't want to be in one. I don't want to be in Cleveland, and two, I don't want to be in the. I was in the cold once for a game. It was not pleasant. I went to an Islanders Rangers game outdoors, and it was terrible.
Once.
Oh, it was terrible. Yeah.
Come on, you got to get the full. You don't get the full visual of football until you got to go to a Cleveland or Buffalo game with snow.
They booed CeeLo.
How could you boo CeeLo, dude?
Who booed CeeLo?
The Islanders and Rangers fans.
Yeah, because it's CeeLo. Like, come on, wait. Think about hold on. Think about this. You did a halftime show or a period show or pregame or postgame show at a hockey game with CeeLo.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
He did the national anthem.
Should have had somebody should have been playing a damn guitar. That's what I'm gonna just say. If you're going to a hockey game, right? Somebody need to be playing a guitar and because that's the crowd. Am I lying? That's the crowd.
You're right, 100%.
The crowd is not CeeLo. So what the hell you think is gonna happen?
I found it to be an odd choice right off the bat.
Mostly intangibles at a hockey game, and you give them CeeLo.
Well, I remember when. I remember when.
I knew where you were going. You're right? That's like, come on.
It was odd, dude. It was an odd choice.
Right.
We'll
That's
take.
like remember when Ja Rule was in the middle of a football. What was that?
That was a Bucks game.
Ready? That was what?
That was a Bucks game.
There. Come on, know your people.
He said it was a 90s. It was 90s night. He goes, but I'm a 2000s artist. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, he complained about that check. That check cash on the day he got it, right?
I guess
So
so,
it'll
dude.
be whatever year you want it to be.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll hear from Mike McDaniel as the Dolphins are getting some reinforcements, it seems, this week. Back after this.
Here we go. Let's stop on.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. It's a Tobin and Leroy exclusive. The music festival is back that we all love. It's welcome to Rockville.
Yeah.
It is going to come back to the Daytona International Speedway in May, and we've got your chance to see it all, man. You can win a 4-day general admission pass to see Shinedown, Green Day, Linkin Park, Amphibian Acid, Korn, and a whole lot. What's the problem, dude?
One of those does it. I would have heard of that one.
I'm pretty sure it's all there, dude. I think that band is going to be there. So if you guys want to win 4-day general admission passes to Rockville. Keep on listening. We're going to give away a pair of those 4-day passes, plus all of our winners of the 4-day passes this week. You are then entered for the grand prize. And what's the grand prize, you may ask there, Froggy?
Dinner with JFig.
No. Although she probably will go to Rockville. Rockville. But the grand prize is a Rockville holiday mystery box. And I love a mystery box. Rockville. What are you doing?
I'm on both cameras right now. So.
Oh. I was trying to figure out. I was like, what are you, a windsock?
Hey,
Rockville.
First of all, that big ass windsock ain't gonna be waving.
Don't need. Yeah. So keep on listening. We'll give those away before the end of the show. For more info on the show, go to welcome to Rockville. That's just .com. How'd that go? Oh man. Anyway, the Dolphins got some news from them yesterday. Mike McDaniel revealed Bradley Chubb is having his practice window opened this week. He's going to start making his official return from knee surgery.
That's a year, isn't it?
Pretty much. He did not beat science. He kept pace with science.
Well, no, but here's the thing, man. I keep telling you, when you open that thing up, you don't know what else has to be fixed. And so it might have been a lot of stuff. It might have been debridement, cleanup. You might have had to repair 2 ligaments. You don't know how severe the ligament damage was.
Surgery is
going on.
Surgery is a real Russian nesting doll, dude.
Is it?
What?
And why?
Yeah, you know, like those Russian nesting dolls, like you have a doll, and then there's a smaller one, and there's a smaller babushka, and then there's a smaller babushka.
Yes, of course. The babushkas inside each other. Of course, everyone's seen that.
Oh, Nico. Nico's a Russian resting doll right now because Spo won't play him. He has to play Bam in all his bricks.
Yikes.
Don't do it. You can already tell. He can't even get it out. He can't even get it out.
The other thing that he revealed yesterday, Mike McDaniel rats off a ship on Skylar Thompson. He said Snoop Huntley's going to be the backup this week.
Ooh.
It is. I think we have officially reached our time at the end of the Skylar Thompson era.
Think he finds a job somewhere in the NFL?
Nope.
Or is he done?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't think he's getting cut. I just don't think. I mean, I don't think he's getting cut. But it's he's very rats off a ship on.
But I think wasn't that just a situation where Snoop Huntley had to get healthy?
He did have to get healthy.
So
that's
once
for
he
sure.
got healthy, because he was the backup.
Well, he was, but he
got hurt.
First it was Skylar was the backup, and then we saw the last time that we saw Skylar be the backup, just disaster struck and that was after a terrible start. So yeah, no, it just generally feels like Mike McDaniel's like, nah, Snoop's my guy.
Right. Wow.
Dude, Wildcat at times, throw him in there.
No.
Okay.
No, don't. Like, I think the 2 quarterback thing at this level, it just like it's like you're begging for like
just a wrinkle, baby.
That's not a wrinkle.
It's a wrinkle.
That's not. You think they're not gonna figure it out that Snoop ain't gonna throw the ball?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
And think about this. And then if you fake them out and throw the ball with Snoop, now you don't have one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game throwing the ball.
Element of surprise.
That's not an element of surprise.
Never see it coming, dude.
Yeah. You know why they never see it coming? Because maybe they want to see it coming. Hey, let's put everybody on the line and dare them to throw it. How's that?
What if we run a long snap, but then he audibles to a short snap because he's the guy who can do that?
The Dolphins have spent this entire season, by the way, exposing the fact that long snappers are not needed, and they should really just rectify the system by finding somebody else on the roster who could just do another job, because they have basically been plucking along long snappers all season long.
Do we know Durham Smythe can't snap a ball?
I don't know that.
Usually, and that's usually the positions. Usually it goes to an undersized lineman or a tight end.
There you go.
Everywhere I've been, it's always been backup tight end.
And listen, I objectively,
I've got to run down because here's the other thing you need to understand. Most of the guys on line of scrimmage can't leave until the ball is kicked. But the gunners and the center can leave as soon as the ball snapped. So if you put a big moose there that can't get down the field, you're creating a problem.
Here's what we do. All right. I am petitioning to have Ethan Bonner get on the juice this offseason. Ethan Bonner.
The fast guy?
And
you realize you might need him to play corner.
Nah, he's been inactive like every game this year. So now we can have him play corner and long snapper.
Ooh.
And he'll find his way on the field. I'm just saying. Just think about it. Think about it. Mike McDaniel, he was asked about if this offense is here to stay with fewer touches to Cheetah and Waddle. Here's what McDaniel had to say yesterday.
Offense that we see this year, is it here to stay, the offense we're seeing now, or next year do you go back to the Tyreek, Jaylen Waddle centric offense?
Well, I think I think it's important that you don't. There's a saying about like swim uphill or whatever that, go against the current or something. Whatever that is. I think you want to score points on as many possessions as possible. You do that by getting first downs, getting yardage, getting in field goal range, and then punching it into the end zone. I think the more you execute at the zones that defenses are giving up to defend Tyreek and Jaylen, the more that it comes full circle. To me, the offense hasn't really changed from a concept standpoint. It's been an emphasis on how to take advantage of people overplaying those two.
Huh?
What?
What was the question again?
What did he say?
There was a river.
It was something about, are you going to change the offense?
What's going on here?
Oh, Delvin Gaines says, "Oh my God, deliver us from McDaniel's speeches."
So I'm still trying to figure out. So here's the deal. The great thing about offensive football is it's always evolving. It's always evolving because teams watch all of your film and then they come up with defensive adjustments. So a lot of the offense has countermeasures built in it. For example, if you have a certain route, you see a certain coverage, that route converts into a different route. That's why you sometimes see two guys running in the same area, because one guy didn't read the coverage right.
I just like the fact though that he is like he's searching for something there, and I guess he's a little fried just because I'm sure he's stressed from the weekend. I think he basically is just saying, "Hey, we're not going to force it," but he's like, you don't want to have the river with
Why
the
are we
stream.
swimming uphill?
I don't know.
What? I'm
You do that?
gonna send video to everyone.
Is that possible?
I'm gonna go find a hill at the park,
I think salmon.
and I'm gonna just jump on the ground and start swimming.
Can I get the start of this again? Because he really out of the blocks. Like his start to the answer was an illegal formation.
The offense that we see this year, is it here to stay? The offense we're seeing now, or next year, do you go back to the Tyreek, Jaylen Waddle centric offense?
Well, I think I think it's important that you don't. There's a saying about like swim uphill or
heard that. You've heard that, Mike.
Whatever that.
Mike,
Go against the current or something.
No.
Nope.
No.
Why would you swim up a hill?
Swim up current.
Why does Molly look like she's going
Is it
dancing?
ski uphill?
Swimming
It's
against
swimming against the current.
Swimming against the current.
JFig
No, the saying is swimming against the current.
JFig says his mic should have been cut off. He needs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they need a debate moderator like it's an election.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
And Perkins tried to be all professional, and he's like,
Mr.
Live
McDaniel,
fish
Mr. McDaniel, stay on topic. Mr. McDaniel.
"What do you say?"
Live fish always swim against the current.
Yeah, salmon. You ever notice? That's why the big ass bears just wait for him to jump. That's why they jump so they can get up the stream. They can't
Stupid
swim.
fish.
Just continue to swim, and they just jump right into the bear's mouth.
Literally, just go with the flow.
Like, did any of them look back and go, "Yo, Petey, don't jump, don't jump,
Nope,
just keep swimming."
We lost him. He
Ah,
fell right into Yogi's mouth.
yeah,
Petey.
Petey. All right. They say, and then somebody like Tobin was going, "Well, if he got Petey, he can't get me."
He's got to be full by now. He's a bear.
Using that salmon sense.
I got another stupid one, Yogi. Hey, boo boo. This is great after a blow.
I got the munchies.
Take a break. Damage is done, my friend. Is next.
WQAM.
All right. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Florida Panthers back on the ice tonight. They are taking on the Penguins at 7 o'clock. Cats have won 3 straight. No Sergei Bobrovsky tonight. He is back home in South Florida, awaiting the birth of baby Bob or Bobette. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Barbara.
A Barbara, yeah. So congratulations to the Bobrovskys. We are very happy for them. Very Bob. That's our guy.
Congrats, Bob.
Love you, Bob. And then the Cats in action tonight. The Heat will be back in action tomorrow, and they will welcome in the Los Angeles Lakers. And obviously watching for a lot of stuff coming into this game. One, will Jimmy Butler play? He's already missed 5 games.
Good call.
Will LeBron James play? Because JJ Redick, he's bucking against LeBron James, and this is my damage is done. This was JJ Redick after the Heat, not the only team to get their ass kicked last night. The Lakers took nearly a 30-point beatdown at the hands of the Timberwolves. And afterwards, JJ Redick, seems to be bucking against a LeBron James goal for the season. Here was JJ.
Saying on LeBron, he stated his goal to play all 82 to us before the season started.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is unprecedented in year 22 and all that.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? Is that a sustainable goal in your estimation?
I think we are measuring the players, and we can tell if a guy's running hot or whatever. He does a remarkable job of taking care of his body and getting recovery. I don't know. I don't know that's in the best interest of him and us if he does that. But if he's feeling well and feeling good, then he should play. But we obviously want to manage that as best we can.
Well, JJ, I hate to tell you this, buddy, but the damage is done, my friend. You're going to go as LeBron James wants to go. If he wants to play all 82, I don't care if it's not in the best interest. You might be right, JJ Redick. I mean, it's not a crazy thing to say a 40-year-old should miss a game every now and then. However, that team is going to do as LeBron James wants to do. That's why you have the gig in the first place, podcast boy.
Damage is done.
Leroy?
So you know where I'm going with my story. Publix.
Oh, of course.
I go into Publix Sunday, get ready for some football. I want to get some chicken. I had a taste for some fried chicken. I wanted to get legs and thighs, though. So I had to wait. So I'm sitting there waiting. It's lunchtime. I don't know why they don't have chicken out there, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm waiting, and I look over in the little, the glass thing. They have these little balls. So I'm guessing they're macaroni and cheese balls. I'm like, you know what? Rebecca likes those things. So let me get about 5 or 6 of those little mac and cheese balls. Girl goes 1 minute, brings a guy coming in back. He looked like the chicken guy because he had the little grease vest on, that black vest that go all the way down to the floor so you don't burn yourself. He had that on. So he come out.
That's the chicken guy guard.
Said, yeah. How much are those cheese balls? He goes, $6.49 a piece. Ain't no way in hell, sir. Ain't no way in hell. I said, I just got 2 turkey burgers that cost $6.09. You telling me one little cheese ball costs $6.49? I said, no way. They're risotto.
Ooh.
I don't.
Hey, Hoxton.
Hey, that don't make it more expensive.
Oh, come on.
It's still rice,
ball, dude.
So that's beside the point. I said, sir. I said, I want you to apologize when you find out they're not $6.49. Okay. And so I go and I get somebody to come back. They're 4 for $6.49.
Oh,
So the guy comes back out, and I say, "You got something you want to say?" I don't have time for you right now. And so I replied to him, "Too late. The damage is done. All these people know what you said.
Damage is done.
All these people heard it." So everybody at the counter starts smiling and laughing because they know damn well he sat there like $6.49 a piece, sir. They're risotto balls. Like even the workers were like, even the workers were like, I heard him say it. Yeah, he said $6.49.
You can tell they don't like him.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the guys they definitely don't like.
No, that guy.
That worker,
I mean, he was so smug about it. But I'm like, sir, common sense. It's a cheese ball. It's not $6.49 a piece. Oh my goodness, it was hilarious. Oh, I had that. You know what? It didn't look. I had time to wait for the chicken, and I was every time he poked his head out there. Still waiting, sir. Still waiting. But like, come on, dude. Like, stop. I said, I'm a Publix expert. Like when I see what's in that little tray right there, I have an idea how much they cost. Basically you say, how many can I get for £1, right? I'm like, oh, it was hilarious. That's my damages done. Where the risotto was good. No, I never got him. Because I said at $6.49 a piece. But so by the time somebody came over there and said they're 4 for $6.49, and then him just giving me the shoe, right? I just figured probably not worth it. So I didn't get him. But believe me, I had my eye on him. I was thinking about it.
My damages done goes to this weekend's biggest repeat offender. As we saw, and as we spoke about earlier in the show, Trevor Lawrence went down with a pretty scary hit this weekend.
Yeah. He gave the piece out.
You know, I am a bit upset, though, that unfortunately, I'm sad this happened, but this happens to Tua. You know, everyone's talking about it. This one, it kind of got the lead.
Nobody talked about it. Right.
Barely anyone talked about it.
You're right.
This happens to Tua. The whole league shuts down. The Dolphins should be fired. Mike McDaniel hates his players. And
the only thing I've heard of controversy is, was this kind of Trevor Lawrence's fault?
That's what I've been hearing. And I don't know, based off this photo, I don't know. But
look,
it seems like
he's starting his slide and he's starting his hit.
Yeah.
You can't once you start that move right there, there's no adjusting.
Could we just
his face? This is like,
Could we put it also on the fact that Trevor Lawrence has an enormous head?
Very true.
He has a very large face. It's a very big target, and it's hard to get everything down with the dome that big.
He didn't even hit him with a shoulder. He hit him with a forearm.
Crazy. He kind of just pushed his head back, which was kind of rough. But now, see, I saw this, and I had the same debate you gentlemen did. But the reason why this is called damages done, because I feel the suspension that was bestowed upon him by the NFL was one that had little to do with this one, and maybe his history of, I don't know, choking quarterbacks potentially. Maybe it could be that.
I want to buy this guy a beer.
Like, wait, no, there's more.
Maybe punching someone in the face. What are we doing? Wow.
Show the last one.
The last one is a video, and I was like, I don't want to get flagged. I was looking for images of it. They buried that one online because there was one where a Tennessee running back was 5 yards out of bounds
on the other side of the white, and he hog-tied him.
Just completely hog-tied him, dude. So I think the suspension kind of is weighing in all those other moments. And unfortunately, sir, this one may have not been that bad. But due to your history, the damage is done, my friend.
Damage is done.
By the way, Jennifer, I see what you did.
What you do?
Say, were the risotto balls good? And then she goes, they wouldn't have made it home.
She's right about that.
Is that a finger food? You can just pop in a risotto ball on the way home?
Come in a little bag.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Do you dip them in something?
Tomato sauce.
I've never had a risotto ball, dude, but it sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Now you're making me regret it. I've had risotto balls before.
Just go back today.
No, they don't have them back-to-back days, dude.
You sure?
Yeah.
Little risotto ball with a little dip it in a little tomato bisque.
Because I got a feeling if
you've already
See, I know Publix is a big sponsor to get, but if we could specifically get Leroy's Publix, we would up business so much just by telling you. Like you guys would not be able to keep the risotto balls on the shelf after this.
That's right. Shop
You
with
could
Leroy.
sell them for $6.49 a piece.
Let me tell you something. If Publix had me on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they make a killing.
Killing.
I know all the ins and outs and the specials in that place all the time.
Got to make it happen.
Hey, although I'm getting tired of the buy two, get one. You got to spend
right?
$32.
Like I didn't
just
want
to get
two.
free.
Now I
didn't
have
want,
three.
Right.
What?
Right. Exactly.
A BOGO should just be a BOGO. All right.
Right.
BOGO.
No,
It's
they
a normal
put it.
BOGO.
They put it under the guise of a BOGO, but it's really not.
Yeah.
Look. I'm trying to figure out in my head the numbers. I'm crunching the numbers. Is it really worth it? You know,
Doesn't even make sense.
It's
Right.
BT Go.
Right? Like, what are we
Right.
doing like that?
And then
Pizza,
here's another thing to get you. Instead of just putting, instead of putting, this is $2, right? Like when I get my poppy on sale, instead of putting $2, they put 5 for $10. So people think they got to get 5, right?
Dang.
But they changed the rules. You used to be able to do that. You used to be able to charge 5 for $10, but if you got one, it was $2.30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that. If you put 5 for 10 and you only get one, it's $2. So, yeah. But that 5 for 10 make you feel like you got to get. I see what you're doing, Publix. I see. I only want 3 though.
Get you caught up with your headlines. Take a break. Back with more for this.
Some say the blacker the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh and the deeper.
Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. And the NFL season is hitting the stretch run. College football playoffs are coming on up. We'll get those rankings tonight. The Heat Panthers underway. You got Canes Hoops. You guys can keep up with everything. Just download the free Odyssey app for all the sports news and talk. You can use the rewind feature. You can listen to our show at any point. Just make Tobin and Leroy your favorite show. Let's get to headlines here, brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory, like the Sportage, the Sorento, the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. Monday Night Football last night. We've been having some fun with the Browns losing to the Broncos 41-32 just because Jameis Winston had the most bananas stat line you've ever seen in your life. Crazy.
I watched it. It was amazing. I mean, some of the throws he was making, were amazing. And then some of the throws he was making were amazing.
Whew. Unreal.
He actually threw, 5 touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 of them counted for him, but
yeah, that's right.
Oh, we didn't stutter. He threw 5 touchdown passes, 2 for the other team.
It's crazy.
On the same pass. My thing is, at what point do you say we need to stop throwing that out route? He don't and most quarterbacks throw a lot of them up the middle of the field because they forget about the linebackers. He always throw the same out route behind the guy.
It's weird, man. But he finishes yesterday. He actually threw 6 touchdowns because he had 4 for the Browns.
Oh, 4. So 6, yeah.
Whew. Panthers.
97, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, 2 pick sixes.
Panthers take on the Penguins tonight at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to hear that right here on 560 WQAM. And the Heat, they get blown out by the Celtics, 108-89.
Hey.
Not a lot in the first hour.
I just saw an interesting thing when I was going to get some more coffee.
Okay.
At the end of the third quarter, if Boston would have just never scored during the game, during the third quarter, the score would have been tied.
Oof. It felt like it.
I think they had 63 at half, right? Somewhere around there, 63.
It was one of those, like, they Heat played pretty competitive in the first quarter, and then it was
I think it had 63 at halftime.
Yes.
And the Heat had 63.
They had 60. They had 60.
Okay. So think about this.
60-45 at halftime.
Think about this. If Boston would have not scored a point in the third quarter, 0 points, the Heat would have had a 3-point lead.
Very depressing.
Think about that. Say that makes no sense. It doesn't. It makes no sense. So if they would have went and hung out with their people,
yep,
and just let the Heat play basketball by themselves, at the end of the third quarter, the score would have been 63-60.
That's right. Oof.
I mean, what?
Bam yesterday continued his struggles, although he did have a fourth quarter.
Nope, that's not even the story.
But the Celtics kicked his ass. And look, this is not exactly the show to criticize, but so did the English language, because he was asked a question yesterday, and well, I'll let you guys just listen to it.
What do those moments turn? Is it offense? Is it other teams just making threes? What happens in those turnarounds we've seen so often?
It's a game of runs. They made a timeout to slow down our momentum, and they came out and made a momentum run.
Excuse me?
What the hell did you just say, dude?
This man is tired. This man is tired. Like, not even. Like,
What?
I mean, what the hell is that? What? Made a what?
Made a more memorable. Made a more memorable.
You know, actually,
No,
hold on.
no, go. Get it.
Does
Get
that
it.
sound-
Made a more memorable.
Sounds a little familiar to me.
Made a more memorable. Made a more memorable. Made a more memorable.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
Made a more memorable.
Oh, that man
Wow.
is tired. That man is tired.
Come on. You have to admit he's in his head at this point.
That dude, I don't know what that was. I was like,
Oh, what?
he's trying, I think, to say they made a momentum run.
No, they made another. No.
What happens in those turnarounds we've seen so often?
Games are, it's a game of runs. They made a timeout to slow down our momentum in their game out and made a more memorable. Made a more memorable.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right, though. I guess who are we to talk? You know, we've had our fair share of.
Or a newer model.
Yeah.
But there's more miles on the odometer.
What is that?
What is it? He fits right in with this show. He now fits right in with this show. What the hell did I just say? Or a newer model.
Yeah.
But there's more miles on the odometer.
Absolutely. There's more miles on the odometer for sure. Also can't forget the classic.
And he found other ways to contribute, even if it was getting into transition. Excuse me, easy for me to say. Get out there and get some.
That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect last week with the turducken.
With the turducken.
This is
Made a more memorable.
one time exclusive. Come on,
Made a more memorable.
let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's
Transition. Transition.
You know, we've all been guilty of it, of course.
I'm a little shook right now. I gotta be honest with you.
I'm like fiberglass.
Whoa.
What? This guy's fiberglass.
Fiberglass. I can't even say.
Careful.
I'm gonna try another word.
Let's go move. Let's go move there. Just pivot all together.
Just look. Try. Listen, don't try. I ain't gonna pull a Tobin. He tried to force that word through. I'm like, dog, I'm just gonna try another word.
Just reset the play.
Yeah, like reset. Like pass it back out, dribble it back out. Like reset.
You think after Ira asked that question and then Bam says that, like Tyler just looks over and goes, "That's a big word for you, dog."
It's a big word for me, dog.
Made a more memorable.
It's a big word for me, dog.
Oh man, what was the one where you just go? Mm-mm. It would be if Marcos was in.
It's funny the guy sitting back commenting on words being spoken, don't speak no words.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can just sit big, depending on how big the storm is, you're gonna get these periodical feeder things. He ain't gotta talk. He ain't gotta talk, so he ain't gotta put himself out there, right? He can just comment. Depending on how big the storm is, you're gonna get these periodical feeder things.
Imagine if like Marcos was a PR guy. Goes,
He's like,
you made a what?
That's the equivalent of everyone's taking a test. The teacher comes by, looks at your paper, and then makes an announcement to the class. Take your time, everyone. Take your time.
Depending on how big the storm is, you're gonna get these periodical feeder things.
Words mean words, dude. Oh my god, that's good.
Made a more memorable.
So Are we wearing shirts? Run for next media day?
Listen, we need all the members we can get.
Oh, we need it.
Hey, does anybody know how to spell it? You can put it on the shirt.
Schmiethan says Radio Libre has less trouble with the English language than this show does. Oh man, we'll take a break. Back after this. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How's everything going for you on this lovely Tuesday?
Well, I've had quite the morning. One of it being Avril Lavigne tickets came out today.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yes.
She's right up your alley, right?
Known for her
She's-
smash.
I'm waiting for you to say something.
Was it Girlfriend?
Avril Lavigne songs.
There's Skater Boy, guys.
Skater Boy.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
Complicated. Yeah, there you go.
Forget Skater Boy. Oh, that's a hit. Hey,
Hey,
Why do you forget that?
yeah,
now
that's
that's a hit.
hey, that's what you should play every time somebody flubs a word.
We would play it. We would get her more streams than Kendrick Lamar.
Legally, though, of course, because
Of
we
course.
wouldn't go
Legally,
through
legally.
What? So he announced a tour today, Marcos.
Drizzy?
No, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
With,
Drake ain't going on tour for a minute.
Nah, no way, dude. But I saw on Kendrick Lamar's tour, he's not coming down here.
He's scared.
He is going to Toronto.
Oh, that's seems like you're asking for trouble.
Is it?
I mean, the security guard got shot the last time they were having some sort of Toronto-based beef. Someone, I don't think Drake.
Oh, somebody said Drake is doing Australia in February and March.
That's not a real concert, dude.
Okay.
What?
But it's very strange, though.
Australia?
That's not a real concert, you're saying?
Come on, dude. Australia is where you go
Is
for
it
like,
real people, real money?
you're
Real
trying
concert?
to get. That's where you go to
Is
get.
it a
to get away
festival
from
or is it a
things.
concert? I mean, not a concert, but like
Does he do festivals? He doesn't do festivals.
He's too big for festivals.
Yeah. But I find it hard. I think I find it hard to believe that a rapper could go by himself and fill out a stadium, right?
He could definitely do that, though.
You think? He got to have some other people there.
I think Kendrick Lamar is doing stadiums.
If I'm not mistaken, he sold out an 80-date tour for $325 million.
Who?
Drake.
When?
It just finished. Remember the one where he was yelling at Asia?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't know because we don't ever get those
That's
tickets.
very true.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah,
We
he's
don't- we
doing.
don't-
He's doing football.
But he's not doing stadiums. That's an arena.
That was an arena, correct? But he
Right.
also did. This account.
I'm talking about
both
a-
arenas in both cities. Like I'm sure you could have done the stadium, but
No,
instead he did
no,
Emirates
I'm telling
and
you, a
Casino.
stadium. You're talking about going from 20,000 to 70 or 80.
Yeah, that's what Kendrick Lamar is doing. Football stadiums.
Yeah, he's
for this
doing
tour.
the biggest football stadium.
Right. So that's my question. Like, usually rap artists can't fill out stadiums by themselves. Like, there's a bunch of other people in there on their tour. So
He's got
that's why-
SZA.
Drake's most recent tour was the highest grossing tour by a rapper in history.
I would imagine, right?
All that to get your ass kicked in a beef.
I saw Drake before the pandemic, and he was on tour with Migos, and I think
Migos was
Lil
big
Wayne
at
also
the
showed
time.
up.
Who?
Wayne?
I think Lil Wayne showed up too. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Now,
what a good
There's somebody else.
Lil Wayne is considered the best ever, right?
No, unfortunately, that's
Who
why he's
is it?
getting disrespect. I mean, I personally think Wayne's the best rapper, just strictly rapper of all time.
I mean, it could be like as far as just lyrics. It could also be Eminem.
Just too
I
many
ain't gonna
different.
lie.
It's like trying to find the best football player of all time. You know, it's
Because too many different positions, too many different
categories.
styles, too many different.
You guys are ridiculous. It's very easy to know who the best football player. Who's the greatest football player of all time?
He's good. Lawrence Taylor.
It's Lawrence Taylor.
He's good. He's good.
I think if you wanted to find the best at anything,
Yeah.
you first have to go to like who changed the game, like who when he hit the field or whatever, they changed the game for him, and that's why I say LT, because how we block and how we handle guys like LT changed when he hit the league. So you don't block because he said linebacker. right? We used to he spent the first 3 years of his career getting blocked by running backs.
So Steph Curry is your GOAT then.
Steph Curry, he's changed the game, but not
Some say
from the
ruined the game.
standpoint. What he's done is he make everybody shoot the three.
Yep.
Right? He hasn't changed like how the game is played. I'm not like to defend him. The game hasn't changed to defend. You can't defend Steph Curry because he'll just shoot it from anywhere.
Yeah.
I would say think of somebody like LeBron, right? LeBron, for his size, to be able to do what he does, point guard, be a point forward, and all the different areas of the court that he touches. Like, who else does it like that? You've had guys who have been great at that one aspect of it, but not all around. Yeah, I think I would say Lil Wayne is probably, as far as rapping, I would say, and believe it or not, you'd almost have to put Eminem in that, because Eminem is the only person that there can't really be no beef with him because he'll put his own business out there first, right? That was the whole thing with 8 Mile, is that he went out there and told his story the way he wanted it told, and then there was no comeback.
Speaking of fake rappers, you see this Post Malone yesterday?
Okay.
What about him now?
Ringside.
Wait. Time out.
Country singer.
You know he lives in Utah, right?
What's that?
Isn't he either from Utah or lives in Utah?
I think he is from Utah. Isn't that where his name comes from?
So why are you so shocked that he's at a?
Well, I hear he's going to try and crack into the NHL, but he's only going to start a team if he gets Barkov and McDavid on his team. You know, because that's how he just ventures into every profession. Just mooch off the best.
Uses the best.
Just mooches off the best.
All right.
Where did you find this news?
That he was getting into the NHL?
Yes.
Just natural assumptions based on his past behavior.
So Tobin.
So you don't have sources.
Somebody put out there that there's a new fake rapper now.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a lot of people. A lot of people say Jack Harlow ruined his career last year at that halftime Thanksgiving, and now he's now all of a sudden he's Michael Bublé.
What? Oh, I did see that. He was singing like some Elvis song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
That's surprising.
It's not good though. What are we angry at him?
I knew that guy was a fake the minute he showed up to the Eastern Conference Finals in a Celtics jacket. You know
what? That's true.
This guy had a song about Tyler Hero and had the balls to show up to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, we knew you were done with him.
Oh, yeah. So done with him. Trust me. I mean, I was so rats off a ship on Jack Harlow from that point on. You know, I'm sorry, Tyler. That shouldn't have happened. You know, hopefully you get somebody like a real artist to make a song about you instead of this Jack Harlow, this fraud.
Leroy picks a rapper from New Orleans and a rapper from Michigan. Shocker. Like, you think that's why I went there? I wasn't the only one who thought that.
We know.
Really? All right. Who else you put on top of there? Nas?
Uncle Luke.
Nas is like 5 though. I'd put him at 5.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Who you putting on top? Who you putting ahead of?
I gotta put Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. I ain't mad at you.
Daddy. Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
I gotta put Jay-Z.
I would say
Young Palm Beach.
The most impact. Like, do you almost have to include Dre?
Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't?
I think he's definitely
best producer.
Top producer.
Top producer.
True doctor.
Rapper. And yeah, he's a true doctor. Him got the same place. Him and Dr. Pepper went to the same school to get their degrees.
Same degrees.
Low Lake Worth.
Oh, who else? Who's the other fifth? Who's the fifth?
If we have Hove, Eminem, Wayne, and
Arcot Savvy.
I don't humbly. I'd say number 5 would probably have to go to, like you said, either Nas, or you can give it to one of these young bucks. I'm mad at
I would say
J.
Nas.
Cole,
I would say Nas because like people don't realize how good of a lyricist he was because his music just never got put out there like everybody else.
It wasn't marketable, but it was damn good.
Yeah.
Got a couple songs, but you need a Lauryn Hill for him to get some radio play. Remember, I know I can be what I want to be.
What I want to be.
Smart.
Hey, but then, wait, but she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too.
Yeah.
They were supposed to tour.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see the Fugees tour. That was like OG Lauryn Hill.
Are the Fugees going to be at Rockville?
No, Lauryn Hill ain't touring with him.
Yeah,
they were gonna go on. You know who else is out of the game? What's her name? That was married to that sang the terrible national anthem.
Fergie?
Yeah, they can't. She ain't touring with them. With
Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah.
Well, I heard that she doesn't go on tour until the Dolphins are officially out of it. She's a real hardcore fan. Doesn't want to miss anything.
Isn't she a part owner? I can't
She is a part owner.
Yeah.
That's nice. She's locked in, dude. I appreciate that.
You think Fergie was like, how are we tackling like this?
What are we doing?
Speaking of, by the way, it's a Tobin and Leroy exclusive. The music festival we've all been waiting to talk about.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome to Rockville. It's coming to Daytona International Speedway in May, and we got a chance for you to win a 4-day general admission pass to see Shinedown, Green Day, Linkin Park, Korn, Sheep Bleep, and a whole lot more. Well, I can't say their actual name,
Oh, okay. Of course.
Oh, okay.
It's alliteration. You guys can figure it out. But Sheep Bleep, they got some songs, dude.
What's her top single?
Bad to the Bone.
No.
You got one grand prize winner that's going to get a Rockville holiday mystery box right now. Caller number 6 to 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. You are going to win a pair of 4-day general admission passes to Rockville. And then you are entered into the grand prize. But caller 6 right now to 305-567-0560 will get a pair of 4-day general admission passes to Rockville. If you guys want more info, go to welcometorockville.com. We'll take a break, mix things up coming up next. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Who won the tickets, Marcos? Who is going to Rockville?
That is Alexi from Miami, Florida.
Oh, shout out to Alexi. Congratulations on the tickets. Yeah. And we'll give away another pair tomorrow. Rockville. Just got tagged on an Instagram video from our guy Dada 5000. Oh, they got a bare knuckle card coming up this weekend in Pembroke Pines on Friday, and he's tremendous. What a promoter this guy is.
Really is tremendous.
Love him. So anybody who's interested in seeing some bare knuckle fighting this weekend in Pembroke Pines, go check that on out. We have been there. I watched some bare knuckle with Dada 5000 with a froze in my hand.
What are your thoughts on bare knuckle? Is it more violence? Is it like
it's like this. Guys ain't just throwing punches willy-nilly. Because the guy who throws the punch can also get hurt.
Yeah.
But
when they hit,
it's blood within the first 10 seconds of the fight.
Yes, it's cuts galore. It's crazy. It's great. It is fun though. It is fun. I've been to Dada's, we've been to BKFC, we've been to everything. It's fun. It's different. It definitely is different, and the action is crazy. And in Dada's, he's got that damn trigon, so like there's nowhere to run.
In the trigon.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Dogfight. Have you guys ever seen Billy Corbin's Dogfight?
No.
It's really good. I think it's on Netflix. I mean, maybe it's not on Netflix anymore. It used to be on Netflix. I was waiting for Dogfight to come out for years. And I bought it off of Billy's website for $10 when it first came out, but it eventually went over to Netflix. And Dada says that he's got a part 2 eventually coming out that, of course, covers him and Kimbo's fight, where it was it was not a good fight. These guys were,
but nobody knew they both almost died.
They both literally were dying in the ring. It was crazy. Yes. It was crazy. It was a wild event, but a great build up too. I mean, they sold the hell out of that fight. Really, really cool. Let's mix it on up, Frog Boy? We don't just mix it up in the Trigon. Let's mix it up here on our segment. The mixed bag is brought to you by Frog Boy's hoodie.
Yes, which is an exclusive 1-of-1 Dania Beach and Miami Improv hoodie.
Wow.
Oh, can't even get this if you wanted to.
Latville.
By the way, a crazy incident happening in Dania Point this weekend. I'm not sure if you saw that. Over 200 people involved in what was like a brawl.
What?
And, 8 minors with firearms were arrested.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, I really don't know.
How did that even start?
You know, they because a lot of the people surrounding it were minors. They're not releasing a lot of details, but probably just wanted a chance to get close to old Frog Boy, and they had to fight over their spot in line.
It's understandable when you want to be near greatness.
That's how it is sometimes, guys. It's my curse.
What do you got for us today there, Froggy?
Jaylen Waddle.
The Penguin.
The Penguin himself. But the Penguin, first in line to say the cold didn't bother him in Green Bay.
Nah, not really. I think they just outplayed us, out-executed us. And, we played in colder weather, so nah.
Yeah.
Jaylen Waddle keeps saying that, though. Yeah, we played in colder weather before. Totally easy.
Didn't win that game either.
Chop Robinson, who played in Penn State, he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it kind of bothered me at first. I got used to it, but he was like,
here's what happens. It like if you're just out there standing around, you start thinking about crap like that because you're not playing football. Soon as there's contact and the game starts and you get into the flow of the game, you don't care about it.
Here's the thing that Marcos, you got tagged on this, right? Did you get sent this Dion video that we got sent where Dion was yelling at his players before the game? And he's like, I better not see any gloves. I better not see anything coming out of the back. We're not cold. Now, he said this, by the way, wearing a giant jacket, but that doesn't matter. The whole point was he set the precedent and he didn't look cold. And so I go back to Mike McDaniel trying to be a tough guy wearing only a hoodie in that weather. Not enough for him. He's too skinny.
He looks.
The problem is
very
he's just. That's not the problem's. Not the cold. It's him standing around in the cold. Right. Everybody else is running around. You're standing like a statue. Of course you're going to be cold.
Yeah, but I've seen other coaches stand and like.
No,
I saw icicles forming on Andy Reid's.
But did you see how big that coat was he had on?
Absolutely, for sure.
Okay.
But he looked bundled up, and he looked like the
Bondarooski.
He looked like Humpty Hump. The guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
it was just not.
He was
not
well. He was well covered up.
I don't know. I would prefer next game as opposed to seeing his red old nose. He turns into Kenny from South Park and just completely. I just need to hear him.
Let me tell you. If they think this game was cold,
is it getting colder?
Wait until
Obviously, Marcos.
Wait until they get in Cleveland on December 29th.
Let me check the weather.
This was.
You don't have to. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Cold.
Can I get the weather weeks away?
No.
Not really.
That's a long forecast away. Schmeathan says he wasn't shaking. The wind was shaking the play sheets, dumbasses.
He was shaking, dude. He was shaking. He was shivering.
He was shaking, dude. You saw the nose. He was.
The nose.
This was Dion. This is from Travis Hunter's YouTube.
Don't fall prey to conditions. It ain't that cold. I don't want to see no hand warmers. I don't want to see none of that bull junk, all right? Let's play football. This is football weather. Let's play football. I don't want to see nothing coming out the back of your helmets. Nothing. You understand that? Let's toughen it up. Let's get ready. 6-6, break it down. Hey, man.
But he has a big.
He's wearing a beanie and gloves.
It's all about attitude.
That's also
the best.
practice, right?
Okay.
That's also practice, right?
Was it?
Was that practice?
I think that's pregame, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's ridiculous, though.
Y'all don't know that Dion doesn't swear or drink.
I didn't know that. When you said bull junk, I was like, wow.
No, he doesn't. No. That's the thing.
Around.
Like people that have a problem with his antics, right? Or I don't like Dion, or I don't like this. Then that's a you problem, because he genuinely a good dude. You might not like some of the things he does or says, right? But he's keeping his space in a good, clean environment.
Man, what else you got, Marcos?
I got a quote here from Chop Robinson you were just alluding to that I wish I knew prior to putting him in my 7-leg parlay.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop, indeed. Chop Robinson says it took some time getting used to this.
Different coming from here, not being in Penn State for a while and going back to the cold, but I felt used to it. But it's definitely getting back into it, getting warm and everything. But, the main thing, we just got to tackle, make the plays that was in front of us.
Yeah. And listen, South Florida.
Didn't tackle.
No, he did not. He did not.
Just needed one sack for the parlay.
He was on a run, dude. You gotta, he was on a run. Hey, listen, Marcos, he's gonna get to Aaron Rodgers multiple times this week.
Oh, he's got
days out. I ask myself the same thing all the time. Like, just curse. Do people think God can't figure out euphemisms? Right?
Bull junk.
Yeah,
Bull junk. Dude.
like God's looking down. I know what you meant, Dion.
Mm-hmm. He goes, you think you're smart with your loopholes there, prime time? Lord, deliver me from curses and pick sixes.
I mean, like that right there. Too much. As much as I like that dude, too much, Jameis, too much.
I liked it.
What else you got?
Today is a big day for the Miami Hurricanes. Today is a big day indeed.
The hell with you, Smeathan.
The hell with you, Smeathan, because today is a big day for the Hurricanes. No time for your negativity. Now, Mario Cristobal, though, not sure if he's going to put on his politician face today, but he did have a quote about programs politicking themselves out of losses. This is the Canes head coach.
What's your gut feeling when it's all said and done?
Because there might be some 3-loss teams get into this thing in some of the what they consider the SEC or the Big Ten conferences.
Well, I mean, I think that's why it should stay as football, not politicking. How many games have you won, right? At the end of the day, that's what stands out. And we can't allow football to become a political nightmare and jockeying for, the program when a program hasn't won as many games as another team. And the whole myth of this conference, that conference, that stuff has quickly gone away this year. And I think it was very evident in an 8 overtime game the other day in Athens, Georgia, with Georgia Tech. Really, albeit if not for a missed field goal or a really interesting pass interference play, all of a sudden they'll walk out of there with a pretty convincing win. So, and we had a chance to play against the SEC the last 2 years. I've been 2-0 as well. So I've coached in the SEC. I know what it looked like when Coach Nick Saban was the head coach, and it was dominated by 2 teams at that time. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's not. And the records show it, and the records and the games and the margins of victory and losses will continue to show that. There's more and legitimate parity right now. So the awards should go to the teams that are actually winning the games, not the ones that are politicking themselves out of losses.
Man,
seems like a bit of politicking on by Mario Cristobal.
Hey, you got to fight politics with politics. Like, that's the unfortunate thing, because like you have, the Feinbaums of the world get to go on Jet Up in the morning, and he gets to spew his SEC propaganda, and he goes, "I'm not that impressed by Miami." Like, all right, dude, good for you.
Yeah, is there a school though? Like, because we've seen everyone struggle this year. Is there like a school really that you think, oh, absolutely, these guys are head and shoulders above everyone? I don't know if I've seen that.
Oregon.
I mean, Oregon squeaked by Ohio State.
Here's the deal: everybody thought that with Texas.
Yeah, I did think that at a
certain point. They got beat.
Yeah, so it just seems like everyone's
everybody's had that week. But and what makes it so interesting is because it's college, right? It's not the pros where you can expect every week to be a good week.
Yeah.
Where you can expect your star, your $30-40 million guy to be your $30-40 million guy.
I just think
college is a little different. They're young.
I think the thing that has always been annoying with the SEC is, like, yes, they've always gotten more margin for error than everybody else. And all right, at times you could see it. We saw it with Georgia and Florida State last year. It wasn't very close with FSU not having their quarterback and whatnot. However, that was in a 4-team era. Like, okay, you definitely don't want to have a bunch of games when you only have 3 games, two semifinals and a final. You don't want to end up with any stinkers. But like, isn't the beauty of having this 12-team expansion to get more different styles, different teams, all these teams get all these great players getting to be showcased by everybody? And look, I'm telling you, like, I'm upset with Miami. They control their own destiny. And if they end up not getting in, hey, they have nobody else to blame but themselves. But this idea that we have to squeak Alabama in every single year.
Here's the other
problem. Annoying as a fan of sports, because this team in particular had awful losses. And if you're not going to ever punish them, when do you? Like, when does it become a time where it's an actual consequence for them to lose? How many before? So, Leroy, they get to lose 4 times a year? How many times a year do they get to lose?
Here's the problem. See, everybody's looking at the problem now. But I'm going to tell you, this problem starts before the season starts. And that is when you rank every SEC team.
Right.
Then when you get to this point, then you can say Alabama lost to 3 ranked teams. You see what I mean? So what I would say is, if you want to fix all this bias with everything that's going on in the country, then you don't come out with any rankings until week 6 or 7. Any rankings. No coaches poll, no nothing. And then that way, when the rankings start, a lot of these teams that were ranked in the beginning of the year would already be out, because we would know after a month and a half of football that they're garbage.
Hey, does your former roommate, does he know what the rankings are already? Does he know?
No, they do it. They do it like tonight. You want? Want me to text him and ask him?
Come on. Just off the record. Just tell him off the record.
Yeah, but not off the record.
Yeah, but just
completely break that confidence. Completely
Absolutely.
break that confidence.
Did I just ask him?
End that relationship. Dude.
I just do that. No, I genuinely didn't know. Like,
hey,
do they not
I've
know
literally
until
known this
tonight?
dude for for more than 45 years.
Do they not know until tonight? Like, do they go in
Right.
the room tonight, or is
No,
it
they do it
decided
today.
already?
They do it today,
And then they announce it.
and then they
tonight.
announce it tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
maybe
they're
he's
right in the
deliberating
middle
on
of it now. I
Shoot
would
him a
guess.
text, be like, "Don't forget the kids. Don't forget the kids, baby. Don't forget
Well,
the kids."
I mean,
Just
he's the like the head guy too.
I know. I've seen him. I've seen him on TV a bunch. I know. He walks around. I saw him at Big Ten Media Day. Walks around with class, Ward Manuel. Carries
He
himself
is,
well.
and I would say this: he is one of the nicest guys you will ever meet.
Just send him the.
Probably why he can play D lineman, but as far
Well,
as
don't put that in the text.
Yeah,
No.
probably save that.
You know what? Just send him this.
I
Just
can
send
say
him the Cam Ward.
just send him an elephant. Just send him an elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
But
take him.
he is genuinely a person. It's easy to be friends with. Easy to, yeah. I can't ever remember the guy being mad. How's that? So that means he is a person that can have a conversation with everybody. He can have the roles that he has at the university, and he can have those difficult conversations with everybody.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
It's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord, even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. Like that's not me.
Incredible, man. It's incredible.
Do you want a revolution?
Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Leroy, get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call it 866-954-MORE.
Again, to all you people who complain about the heat and the hurricanes, enjoy your cold weather because right now it is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Not a cloud in the sky. A little breezy. You probably got a 15+ mile an hour wind. I'm going to guess it's out of the east because I saw the planes taking off from right to left as I was coming down 75. And it was cool this morning. It was in the 50s. So make that northeast. You got to have a northerly breeze for that cool air to get down. And I'm going to say it's about, 65?
What do we got, Froggy?
A little bit warmer now. It's 1 p.m., so we're a little bit closer to the warmest part. Yeah, so it's around 71 right now.
71, okay.
Which is probably going to be the high for the day.
Yep.
Winds out of the northeast at about 15 miles per hour. Looking like, and it'll probably be colder by you, Tobin, but it's looking like a low of 50 degrees tonight.
Oh, that means tomorrow, should I kick out one of my jackets?
I think you should.
I can wear my Michigan jacket.
Ooh.
I can wear a Pro Bowl jacket.
Bowl.
Or I can wear even more the best jacket.
What's the best one?
The best jacket is when you make the Madden team.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, I'm gonna wear my Kozar.
Surprise us.
Oh no, that means I gotta come to work. What the hell's wrong with you? It's Wednesday.
No, I'm saying just wear it at home or something. Or Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Are you coming? Is that your day? Your one day of work?
Thursday?
I'm talking to Jennifer.
That's my answer for you.
Wow.
Like,
We have an update from a story we discussed yesterday, which was Sebastian the mascot reportedly being horny.
He got fired.
What? No, he did not get fired. No, he did not get fired.
What happened? Like, wait, how do you fire? If you fired Sebastian, you could actually put him back in the suit. Nobody would know.
Nobody would know. Yeah, I suppose. It was like when Conor McGregor sent Bernie to the hospital. Like, you could throw somebody else out there for game 4, if you had to. It's not...
7 backup Bernies.
Yeah, ESPN's Ashley Wenskoski said that Sebastian the Ibis kneeled down and asked for my number mid-drive. Feels like he had bigger things to worry about with his team on the ropes in the fourth quarter, but who am I to say? Sebastian comes out on Instagram and calls Bobley. Whoa! He said, quote, "They do anything for clout." Yawn emoji.
Oh,
the Ibis.
Why would she make that up?
The Ibis is denying the horniness.
Oh, so check this out. Then why isn't there footage? Somebody would have filmed it.
One would think.
Right.
Although I don't know if you could have the mascot mic'd up. I don't know.
No, filmed it. I mean, if she took a knee,
I would think
somebody would have got a picture of that.
Who is filming the mascot 24/7?
When you see something like that,
that would be me at a game.
When you see something like that, though, somebody took. There's always a picture.
Maybe it looked normal, but how would she make that up? Why would she make that up?
Anything for
out
clout,
of all things, he asked for my phone number.
She got major headlines out of it. She did get major headlines out of it.
I didn't know who Ashley Wazinski was prior to this.
It's not Wazinski.
I didn't know who Ashley Warhol was prior to this, and now everyone knows her.
Isn't was it Bobby Warhol?
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, everyone.
Well, no, you just...
I know. I don't know her name. But God bless her. I don't think necessarily she was lying because that is a very mascot thing.
You know what I remember Andy Warhol from? Men in Black.
Oh, he was in Men in Black.
Yeah.
But That wasn't him. Did he die? I don't know anything about this. I'm going to sound stupid the more I keep talking. So more about the
I
mascot.
still stand that. Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would she lie about it necessarily? Doesn't seem.
And
like
then
it.
you said I was like, don't be. Somebody said don't be talking about women. I didn't. All I said was is that you have to be a certain level to even bring that up. Like you got it like that.
What do we do if this was a trial? Like, can you put a mascot on the stand? They're not supposed to talk.
Yeah, they can't talk. Can't defend themselves.
You can nod your head.
How do you
Which
believe?
is why he's out here saying that it's all for clout, because it's just easy for him to say that.
Yeah, but it's also easy to
It's easy for her to do it too.
A non-verbal cartoon bird.
Who looks at a mascot and says, "You know what? This is now my time to shine.
Hey,
let me go ahead and say that he asked for my phone number."
Let me ask you a question. Ever since this story came out, did she get a bump in interest?
How many followers does she have now?
I don't know if her followers went up or down.
I'm just saying that.
Here's the thing.
I feel like you shouldn't just go ahead and take the mascot side real quick.
If I were to rank though horniest mascots in South Florida, I think I'd probably put Sebastian among the lowest. He seems most in tune with the game at all times. You have to be there, with the smoke. You have to be there with the cheerleaders. You have to be there actually
doesn't
in
that make
action.
more sense then?
No, I think that the like if she said it was Victor E. Rat, we know he's horny. Okay, I know already. He's a dirty rat.
In the rat's defense, that lady came up to him and he just.
It's too much. It was too much. There's innocent eyes.
He went along with it, okay?
Yeah, he went all Kodak Black on her.
Yeah, he's too horny a mascot.
What are you talking about?
That's because he's not focused. Poor Stanley C is getting his butt whooped.
Yeah.
Old Billy the Marlin, he used to have them sexy hips. He used to shake those things around. New Ozempic Billy the Marlin, not so much. He's more innocent. I would say, TD, he doesn't really look like he's into the sex. He's very focused. He's in very good shape. Bernie, he gets down. I mean, we've seen how many kids him and Bernice have. I mean, they have themselves a clan, a starting five.
Word is he may have stepped out on Bernice.
No, dude, don't say that. No, dude, don't say that.
I'm not sure.
He is a family man. We don't talk, but they have the spark going after all these years. What are we talking now? 37 years? 37 years of Heat basketball. And Bernie and Bernice still getting after it.
Come on. Hey. That's
The fact that we're talking about mascots right now, that's just weird.
All I'm saying, Jennifer, is Victor E. Rat is in a different class of horny than the other mascots.
Sure. That is true. For sure.
Technically, he's the only indoor.
I'm not sure TD's all there.
No, that's
honest.
not.
I feel like TD is like a support hire of one of the
hire.
Something's not right with TD.
He's also a Dolphin.
Yeah, they're supposed to be smart. Not sure about this one.
Never seen it.
First of all, it's kind of hard to be horny when you're also a mascot that's not supposed to have legs and you're walking around.
It's true.
Dolphin. Yeah.
Yeah. So that already nobody's interested. Just do your thing.
Dolphins in general are horny.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, but not they don't have legs.
They still get it done.
If we were talking like the classic snowflake from Ace Ventura, we could definitely recognize that as the horniest mascot because of how Dolphins just genuinely behave. But TD, I don't know.
It's a good point. It's a good point here.
Stanley C? He's only horny for the cup.
That's right. That is right. Focus.
Oops.
Whoa.
What just happened, right?
I hit my watch on.
Oh, all right. We get it.
Take it easy, dude.
How's that?
Shador Sanders over here.
Should have turned it off first.
The worst or best idea in sports? That's next.
Ooh.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Heat, they lose last night, 108-89 of the Celtics. Not competitive. No Jimmy Butler. Heat back at it tomorrow against the Lakers. They also got drubbed yesterday, 109-80. LeBron hasn't hit a 3 in his last 19. I'm fully expecting him to break the 3-point record tomorrow.
Dude, I have the worst feeling in the world, and Marcos does too, and we don't have.
Leroy was kind enough to grab some of those jerk chicken wings from downstairs.
Oh, dude, those are good.
So good. So good.
However, we now have. I have enough chicken stuck in my teeth to feed a small country.
Oof.
And no toothpick.
What about the floor?
No toothpick.
No. Everything made it in his mouth. Unfortunately, it's just stuck there this time.
Oh, for the
Do you
price
guys have the fries?
Hey, for the price you no, we didn't get the fries. We all about the meat.
We actually had to put this on layaway.
And Dan Day had a chicken wing. He ate a 2-bone. He said he liked 2 bones. And I'm like, you look like a 2-bone.
Just really on the way out. He's like, who could I body shame over here?
I'm not body shaming. Wait,
he looks like a 2-bone.
He does. Look how.
Okay.
How did Jimmy make it out alive after that?
Jimmy just got here. That's why.
Jimmy just got here.
Just got here. Or else he would have been.
Give him time. Give Leroy time.
No, I don't mess with Jimmy.
Jimmy bullies me, so I don't mess with him either.
He'll break my legs.
He's looking at you.
I don't mess with Jimmy.
So I don't know if this is the worst idea in sports or the best idea in sports, but what I find crazy.
Did you create it?
I did not. Actually,
there's a chance.
Well, I did not create it, but I do believe a radio personality locally did create this. And I remember this, we've heard Lebitard show for years, and Stu Gatz and Billy Gill, I believe, they came up with some ideas like 10 years ago to spice up the game of baseball, which I believe they threw at Jim Leland.
Isn't that what what's that that team like the Harlem Globetrotters?
The Savannah Bananas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's actually as I was driving up to St. Augustine, I saw their bus. They passed us by. But they do some
driving that a tour bus went by you.
They were humming, dude. They were humming.
I've just thrown away 7 pieces of gum to try to make a homemade.
I've lost him. He's convinced I'm a jerk chicken. He's not listening to a word I'm saying.
No, I did. You said they have a baseball plan.
So anyway, they had this baseball plan. One of them was trampolines in the outfield. I believe they wanted a moat. But the other thing is they had a super at bat, a golden at bat, where you could basically bring up your best hitter whenever you want, like a magic wild card, right?
Oh, yeah, that sounds wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, this is crazy, but apparently Rob Manfred is actually considering adding the golden at bat. This is actually something Major League Baseball is considering, where a team can send its best hitter to the plate, even if it's not his turn, whenever, once a game.
I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you're not on the see. I want to ask you, Marcos, because you are not a baseball fan. You hate baseball.
Absolutely. Boring.
And you want more razzle dazzle. They of course have the pitch clock, which has definitely sped up games. There's no doubt about that. It's done a great job. Baseball playoffs were fun this year. Unfortunately, the Marlins did not take part in it, other than just sending a bunch of players to teams that made it to the Final Four. But don't worry, we got Peter Bendix and Clayton McCullough on the case. Bruce Sherman, he's going to spend those dollars. But what do you think of this, Marcos? Would you like the idea of whenever they wanted to, even if he wasn't up, Aaron Judge could be sent up to the plate, or Shohei Ohtani could be sent up to the plate whenever they wanted to, or is that too screwy?
I like it, but I want there to be a stipulation. Like there has to be a drawback, right?
Like a punishment.
Yeah, like fine, you can do that, but we're removing one of your base runners. Or like,
or you get an extra, or like, all right, but you're down to your last out. Like, what if you couldn't do it?
Yeah, exactly. A little stakes. When you implement rules, you got to add stakes.
I like that. I think that there can't be no repercussions.
No, because then if you wouldn't want to bring them up. The only reason why you would bring them up if it's like 2 outs, and you wouldn't give yourself another out.
Well, you gotta give me something. He has to wear.
It has to be like a power play. Like there has to be some kind of repercussions, like or when you lose a challenge, like you lose a timeout. And they do this with the pitch clock. You get an automatic ball, or you can advance a runner or things like that. So I do agree with Marcos. There has to be, if they were to actually do this, it does feel like there has to be. What if you have to lose a player on defense, power play style?
Ooh.
Like you lose an outfielder
for the next 2 outs.
Well, wait, I mean, but if it's the bottom of the ninth, then who cares? What about for next game? He can't.
No,
hit in
you
the
can't
first
do
cycle.
that. Can't do that.
Can't affect the next game. What about?
He said, "What if the golden at bat doesn't get on? It counts as 2 outs. But what if you're like I said? What if you're in the 9th inning and it's the end of the game? Nobody cares about that.
All right. So we need to find.
How about the other team gets to add an outfielder?
Add an outfielder.
So you get 10 people on
defenders in the outfield
because you're gonna put the golden at bat in there to hit it a home run anyway.
That's right. But if he doesn't, you got 4 outfielders there to catch it.
According to The Athletic, it says, how would the rule work? How would it be worded? This is a mystery no one can answer yet. The truth is baseball hasn't settled on those details, and LB officials declined to speak with The Athletic on any future rule changes, but lots of variations have been tossed around. Here are some I've heard. Each team gets to pick one at bat at any point in the game, but only once. To play its golden at bat card, they would have to save for the Juan Soto moment, or played in the second inning where the bases are loaded with the chance to blow up the game. Strategy alert. Or there's options. Each team gets a golden at bat per game, except only in the 7th inning or later. The other variation is only a team that is trailing or tied in the 9th or later gets to use the golden at bat.
The problem with that is the game would last forever, because what if you then want to change pitchers? And what if you can only change pitchers a certain amount of times and you've already done it? So then it affects how you change pitchers.
I want less verbiage in the rules. I don't like the after.
Everything has verbiage.
I just want it real quick. You get 1 golden at bat. Use it wisely. That put that in the rule book. Just that. Because the other one is after the 7th inning for the losing team, if they have 2 outs on a Monday and it's 45 degrees outside, then you can use your golden at bat. Too much words. You can use 1 golden at bat.
Because we do get greedy with these rules. Remember Spo would always hate the challenge, because then he's like, here we go. And then all of a sudden now you can win challenges along the way. They're always going to add to this, because soon enough there'll be 2 golden at bats if we don't make it as special as it needs to be.
Or a golden pitch.
And it can't be the same golden at bat guy? Are you just going to have one guy bat 7 times a game?
I don't know. Well, he was saying, here's the potential wrinkle. The Royals use their golden bet to let Bobby Witt lead off the 9th. He makes it out, but who's batting second? What do you know? It's his turn in the lineup again, so he gets to hit twice.
That's good. That's good right there.
Then what if he gets on base?
That's a good question. Ghost runner?
Ghost runner. No. Pinch runner?
Yeah, I think the golden runner then I think has to take over.
Golden runner. Wow. You guys are golden idiots.
This kind of feels like one of those things.
Ghost runner. Ghost runner
used to be a thing in baseball.
What?
Yeah.
If you didn't have enough players for backyard baseball, you do ghost runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're playing a sport where guys getting $70 million a year.
Totally fair.
Not your backyard where you don't even have enough room for a whole ballpark.
Okay, well, sponsor the Ghost. The Ghost Runner is sponsored by Prize Picks. So he's getting paid too. And
but they have to pay nobody.
No, they're paying the Ghost.
Are Stugotz and Billy going to be able to sue Major League Baseball for this? This feels like copyright infringement.
Ooh, that's true. And I mean, it was on air, so they have proof.
Yeah. Man, crazy. I do kind of like it, though. I don't know who the Marlins golden at bat guy would be. I guess it would be Xavier Edwards or Berger at this point.
No, it'd be Pudge Rodriguez coming back every time.
Dave South did make a very, very good point there. Marcos used 1,000 words to say he wants less verbiage.
I was mimicking that.
The golden frog.
You know what happens when you have a golden at bat? You get on them.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't forget about that. Yeah, of course.
Dude, they
made him a memorable. Made him a memorable.
Wait, could you imagine asking him that question? He'd give that answer. Like me and Tobin would never be able to be like.
I'm glad I wasn't in the locker room for that one. Excuse me. then I would have gotten kicked out.
I would have just said something if it was just us, the three of us. Hey, dog, what's my murmur?
You know,
Made him a memory.
We'll take a break. Final segment coming on up. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
I gotta say, Leroy was egregiously watching funny videos on Facebook or something during the break. You know those compilations that people make, and you're like, I wonder who watches. It's Leroy.
And it's him, and he's still laughing.
He'll go through 45 minutes of straight just laughter, and usually all the videos, of course, other people's demise.
Hey, I'm sweating.
He was having a good time.
They weren't funny.
They were very funny. They were very funny.
Okay.
Just have a good time, baby.
I'll be just sitting down, and then all of a sudden, somebody will send me something, right? And then, I showed him. It said, they asked Mike Tomlin. Antonio Brown said he'd come back and play for free. What are your thoughts on that? And he just walked out. No words.
Kind of his move. It's his move. He is he just when he just wants to completely dismiss something. Nobody's better at it than Mike Tomlin. He was just asked about this just now with Hard Knocks, because Hard Knocks and AFC North comes out tonight. It debuts, and there's this was him being asked minutes ago. Does he plan on watching?
Case play good defense.
Anyone else?
Mike, you gonna watch Hard Knocks?
Absolutely not.
All right, we'll end on that.
Thanks, guys.
He's out.
That was a Leroy response.
Yeah,
absolutely not. Anything else? Wish I had Mike Tomlin.
He said we might not see Leroy until the new year if he gets on TikTok.
Yeah, dude, we can't have him on.
Here's how it starts. I'm gonna tell you how it starts. One of you jackasses will send me something from Instagram. So I just got a Jimmy thing with Instagram, right?
You're welcome.
And so then once that's over, it just goes into the next thing. And then I start watching. I don't go on Instagram and say, ooh, let me see some videos. It's usually one of y'all that send me something, and then I just go through the next thing. So it's y'all fault.
That's accountability.
I wouldn't even know, dude. I don't know how to get. Say, where are the funnies on Instagram?
What Leroy is referring to, JFig sent us a video. Jimmy Butler just posted his official Big Face Coffee first location opens up in the Miami Design District, I believe, on Friday morning. JFig, is that what he said?
At 9 a.m. down the
9
street,
a.m.
basically.
9 a.m.
You can't.
Of course,
you
it
can't
would be.
open up when everybody going at work.
It's not
You
about
gotta open up at
Friday.
7.
It's about it being Art Basel weekend.
Art
Oh, is it?
It is Art Basel weekend. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, 2 Heat games. I'm gonna try and catch them both this weekend. Then I was like, oh, it's Art Basel. I'm gonna do one. Because that's gonna be like trying to drive down to Miami twice this weekend.
Maybe you can try the train.
Maybe I can try the train. You think that's gonna be any better?
Nope.
The locals don't even.
Artistes don't use the train.
Yeah, it's not their thing.
Yeah, they do.
Nah,
They don't drive.
They do in New York. Not here though.
They don't drive.
So you think Jim, is this going to be like a 1 weekend thing, or you think this thing is here to stay, or is it just an Art Basel thing?
I think it's here to stay because it says the wait is over.
He has been saying he's going to open it.
It wouldn't be smart to just leave it there and not be a pop up.
Bold to do it right before the trade.
D Sizzle, Big Face Coffees will shut down here when Heat trade Jimmy. No, because here's the deal.
I do recall, Leroy.
Everybody really still likes living down here, even if they don't play down here.
Yeah, but I recall, was it LeBron's wife? She was opening up a juice spot, and we're like, oh, she's going to stay. And they were in Cleveland a week later.
Yep.
So I don't know what it means.
Oh, well, more importantly, they went out to California. And,
well, at the time, they went to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
D-Wade got rid of his place, too.
You can still.
I don't think his place ever opened. I don't think his place ever opened. I think that was.
Oh, he was in Jimmy mode.
It was supposed to be.
Isn't that he had a pizza place, right?
Oh, he did have a pizza place.
Blaze, right?
Pizza.
No, wasn't Blaze with LeBron?
LeBron's is Blaze.
LeBron. But D-Wade had
You're referring to LeBron. You're referring to D Wade and UD had a place in Aventura. They had a place in Aventura, but D Wade was also supposed to have a sports bar that never opened up.
Oh, okay.
800 degrees. That's
800 degrees. That place opened up. I think that was open for a couple of years. But then D Wade was also supposed to have a sports bar in North Miami that never opened up.
I got you.
I think it became like an ale house or something like that. Not an ale house. Hell did it come? I watched you. You see what it was.
Wow, Karen S. In a few years, Bronny will be working at said juice spot.
Luis likes to fish. Says Jimmy's coffee shop not opening for consecutive days. Only opens every other day. Can I get a load management latte, please?
And is off all week during All-Star weekend.
I'll check it out though. I'll do a boots on the ground trip after the show. Maybe not this weekend. I'm done. Maybe I gotta do it during Art Basel. But if it's still open,
when does it officially start? The Art Basel Friday.
I think Friday. Well, you know when art starts, JFig.
Correct. It's supposed to be.
Are they not digging up our parking lot this year?
I don't know.
It hasn't happened in a while.
I don't think they did last year.
Oh man, that was terrible.
I have a new piece of art where I'm going to tape a tangerine to a wall and see how it goes. See if I can sell that concept for $6 million.
Pretty good.
Where are you gonna put it
because
downstairs?
it wouldn't last that long. You'd eat it.
I'd take a portion of it.
But it doesn't matter.
It's a concept.
It's just a concept. I can eat as many tangerines as I want.
I got you.
You know, did you guys hear about the elephant art display on the beach?
The elephant in the room.
I feel like you're still talking about me, but
no, that's a saying. That's a saying.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Marcos.
Oh
where
yes,
things got a little too Miami.
Talking about horny mascots. We got to check what the whereabouts were of old Sebastian. Apparently, there was a couple who decided to take this art installation of elephants that look like they're herding on the beach, and bless you, Leroy, make some sweet, passionate love on top of those elephants. And then
sex on an elephant?
Sex on a herd of elephants. They got kicked out for security, and then the following night at 4 a.m., DJ Khaled was trying to shoot a video in front of those elephants, and he got kicked out as well.
Why are there elephants?
It's supposed to be an installation, yeah.
So are they alive or they're just sculptures?
No, there's
sculptures
of life-size elephants.
It's Art Basel.
Live elephants?
I don't know what the rules
hanging
are.
out at 4 a.m. with nobody there.
They
on a beach.
On a beach.
It's Art Basel.
So they're just giant fake elephants on the beach.
Correct.
Yes.
Just to make a point.
Yeah, it is the
Art
great
Basel.
elephant migration. Apparently, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least about 15 of them right now in a row.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, DJ Khaled was like, "This is a perfect opportunity to shoot a video."
How about this? Look at this frisky Florida couple caught having loud sex atop Art Basel.
Loud. They did mention loud. I wonder why they mentioned loud so much.
If they were just quiet, they would have never been caught.
They would have never really been caught.
What hotels are around there?
South Beach, everything.
No, but
Nothing
where
like
exactly are the elephants?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe
Leroy doesn't understand the arts. Nope. That's good.
He does understand Publix.
DJ Khaled needs a DJ salad.
I love how that gets you.
He's a child.
We've lost it.
Once he had a chicken wing, we lost him. We lost him.
We lost him, dude. He's been lost this entire hour.
Oh, that's real?
Oh, there's more than I thought there'd be.
Yeah, this is a cool sculpture. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, but do you see that? And you're like, perfect spot to make love. This is it, right?
You have to be on drugs to want to have sex on the
Oh,
phone.
yeah, for sure.
What? Well, yeah, like you don't go down.
How'd they get up there?
What's that festival when everybody's hugging trees?
Ultra.
Yes.
That was ultra weird that they decided.
We went to a bigger ultra than ultra in Vegas, and let me tell you,
was it EDC?
Yeah.
Well, DJ Salad got booed there, remember?
Yeah.
Is that what we're referring to him now? So I can remember this.
DJ Salad.
He got booed to holy hell at that EDM thing. People they were pissed at
Let
him.
me tell you, I got on the elevator, and the dude and his girlfriend got on, and she was laughing because he was in there hugging his shoe. He had one shoe on, he was hugging it. I love you, shoe. And I was like, everything gonna be okay? And it was hot. How hot? Well, that's when it was. It was 115 degrees, and it was hot.
Sweaty
Me and
cheeks
Tobin,
galore.
we were out the night before.
Dehydrated.
We were out, so before the fight, right?
It was
So
Andre Ward
he was
Kovalev.
like, let's go down by the pool. Now they do an excellent job of keeping their pool at like 80 degrees. So when it's 115, that pool is glorious. But I didn't get in there because I was kind of hungry. We were next to the Luxor, which is a glass building. And the sun was beaming off of that onto us. I felt like a rotisserie chicken. It was so hot.
Wow, dude. All right, everybody. That's our show for today. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
One more time.
What, the band thing?
No, DJ
Salad.
Oh gosh, such a child. So impressed. I work so hard to get a laugh. This guy puts DJ Salad, and that's it. You got Leroy
From DJ D Sizzle.
Next time I'll get him.
Transition.
That's why it's Tay-Tay's version, dude.
It's blasphemous.
Yeah.
We're still hungry.
Or a newer model. Yeah. But there's more miles on the odometer. Shaq Barrett, who retired before the season, he now wants to unretire.
Yeah, no, dude.
Made him a memorable.
Hope you mother have a good day.